All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the second Sunday night show. Again, if you'd like to be a part of the show tonight, just send me an email, gematriaeffectnews@gmail.com. All one word, no spaces, no periods, gematriaeffectnews@gmail.com. And again, you're more than welcome to come on, and realize you can come on here and you have the option when you come on to turn your camera on. So if you don't want your face to be on the screen, just fill in the box that says your name so people know who you are or what you want to be identified by as. And again, I'll be looking for those requests. gematriaeffectnews@gmail.com. The purpose of this Sunday show is to showcase other people in the community who are doing the work, whether it's news related, sports related, just help other people become familiar with who is putting in the work, who's helping share the knowledge. And again, every Sunday night, I hope we hear from a new person or two. In the chat, I appreciate Gertz doing hashtag OKC April 19th. Of course, Tuesday, April 19th. Those who can make it will be gathering in Oklahoma City to try and create a spark to educate that town about what really happened on that day in 1995, the day Timothy McVeigh is blamed for blowing up the Oklahoma City building bombing. Of course, it's a major Jesuit 201 ritual. And as we know, seems to be a new 201 ritual by the day, a few by the week. Anyhow, one of the top headlines tonight, while we wait for our first people to connect, try to get in with the Sunday night show. I have a feeling a lot of people's schedules are off today. I'm off today. I lost track of what time it was because I forgot to change the clocks in my house. Had I looked at my cell phone, I would have known what time it is. But yesterday it was 6:15 p.m. at this time. Today it's 7:15 because we sprung forward. So it's like I really wish they'd get rid of daylight savings time. But anyway, one of the top headlines today, March 13, 2013, a Sunday, the 9-year anniversary of Pope Francis becoming the first Jesuit Pope, is Tom Brady. Tom Brady has decided he cannot stay in retirement. Just yesterday, he happened to be at Cristiano Ronaldo's hat trick game where he became the leading scorer in FIFA football history. And Tom Brady, after witnessing that, he just felt he couldn't stay in retirement. He's got more records to break. What I find funny about the ritual of Tom coming back on this day, a Sunday, like football's on Sundays, today is Tom Brady's 223rd day of his age, which is the 48th prime number. And in Gematria, Tom equals 48. And today's exactly 48 weeks from the upcoming Super Bowl. And of course, Tom Brady, he's 7-3 in Super Bowls right now. If he were to win one more in his career, he'd be 8-3. And in Gematria, football equals 83. His birthday's August 3rd, 8-3. And the announcement about him coming out of retirement, it broke about 20 minutes after they put out the bracket for March Madness. And this is the 83rd men's basketball tournament this year. Of course, the first tournament was 1939, won by the Oregon Webfoots, who are now the Oregon Ducks. But again, the 83rd tournament, 30 minutes later, the guy born on 8-3 is coming out of retirement. He feels like he's got another Super Bowl to win. And, of course, 83 is the 23rd prime number. It's going to be Tom Brady's 23rd season. With regards to ESPN's graphic about the bracket, notice who they have up there for the picture. They got Gonzaga, the Jesuit program in Washington State. And again, it's the 9-year anniversary of the first publicly Jesuit Pope beginning his reign. That was February 13th, 2013. 3-13-13. And again, in prime numbers, 3 is the second prime, 13 is the sixth prime. So 3-13-13 is 2-6-6 in primes, like how he became the 266th Pope. Of course, the Jesuit motto, "Isus Hominum Salvator," is 266. And again, for people on Patreon, paid big dividends knowing that knowledge because 266 was the dominant number on Friday, the Pope's 85th day of being 85 years old, when basketball equals 85 and the first March Madness was in 85. A Catholic school defeating a Jesuit school, Villanova over Georgetown. And of course, on the Pope's 85th day, being 85 years old, one of the big upsets in college basketball was Creighton, the Jesuit program, winning with 85 points. And then Greg Popovich, whose name equals 85, he became the winningest coach in basketball history on that day, March 11th. The National Basketball Association 113 defeated the 1-1-1-3 team in the league, the Utah Jazz, to become the winningest coach, who 2 years to the day earlier were the reason for the coronavirus lockdown in the NBA, the day the coronavirus pandemic was declared, when coronavirus pandemics also 113. But again, you learn this knowledge of gematria, you see day after day, just from the news to the sports, the scripted rituals. And I see we got some people that are interested in hopping on the show already. Let me see if we can get some invites out here. Well, hold on. Bear with me while I try to connect. Bali Go Backwards would like to make a return. If you guys don't know Bali Go Backwards, he is a great gentleman. He's been Dakota for a while now. His expertise is golf. Been doing an excellent job taking advantage of rigged PGA. A lot of people can't wrap their mind around how they could rig the PGA, but again, if it's the world of professional sports, it's the world of rigged entertainment. And again, we'll have Bali on here in just a moment. Let me send him an invite. And let's see who else is trying to get on here. We'll get a few more people on. Okay. Young Ben and Natalie, they would like to connect. Invite sent. Brian. All right, Brian, I'm sending Brian an invite right now. So we just put 3 invites out there for people who are, that's weird. Okay, it worked that time. Brian, if you don't get an invite, I will send one. The first time it said could not be sent, but then I did resend it. It looks like it went through, so hopefully that's the case. But yeah, anybody who wants to get on the show tonight, more than welcome to come on. And Gematria effectnews@gmail.com. Just send a invite right there, or just send an email to that and just say, want to get on the Sunday show, and I will send you the link for how to join. So, Molly, go backwards. How you doing this evening?
Hey, Zach, what's happening, man?
Welcome back. For people who missed the show last week, for people who might not know you yet, want to give yourself an introduction?
Yeah. My name is Bali Go Backwards. I'm over here in Ireland. I do the golf. I do NASCAR. I do a bit of NBA as well. And I have something interesting for you from the NASCAR tonight. I don't know if anybody watched that race. Did you see the decode I did or no?
So I did not see it. No, but I am listening.
Well, Chase Briscoe won the race tonight. And a tribute to Marvin Hagler, the boxer.
Okay.
Marvin Hagler died this day last year. It's a 1-year anniversary. And Hagler fought Benny Briscoe, who was another boxer, in Philadelphia on August 24th, 1978. Now, do you recognize that date? It's a day after Kobe Bryant was born.
Very, very good observation. Interesting.
And Kobe, of course, was 777 days since he died today. 111 weeks.
Yeah, go figure.
It was one of our guys on the Discord, his name is Flat Bloke, who came up with the Marvin Hagler tribute. And I just added a little bit to it with the Benny Briscoe fight and stuff, and the date actually being the day after Kobe Bryant was born.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Anything else going on since we talked to you last week?
No, not much. The golf is it's going on till tomorrow because there's a weather delay.
I see.
So now, instead of it being a Pope tribute, see, it kind of messed us up a bit. It's probably going to be like a pie thing with the pie date tomorrow. There's a few contenders for that as well. Abraham Answer, his birthday is February 27th. And Harold Varner is up there. His birthday is on the 227th day of the year. It's his 227th tournament. And there's a few others as well. I can't think of offhand, but those would be the two main ones connected to Pi anyway.
Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Again, for people out there who aren't familiar with Bali Go Backwards, again, this man's been doing brilliant work, especially in golf. And like all of us, he gets better with time. But if you're not following his YouTube channel, it's just like you see on the screen, Bali Go Backwards.
Yes. So I guess did your clocks go forward over there?
Yeah, they call it spring forward. So
ours didn't go forward yet. Must be usually we're not synced up anyway. We're usually a couple of weeks after you guys.
It's really bizarre how they do it. It seems like each year they pick a different day for us to spring forward and fall back, and I'm sure it fits in with their occult patterns and ways. But it's just so annoying. It's like, can we just keep the time the way the time is?
It's probably got to do with Easter, maybe. I don't know, because Easter's different as well.
Yeah, that's possible. But yeah, I'm an hour off today. I tried to start at close to 6, and I was working outside and looking at the time still up there, not even thinking about it. And then I come in, I'm like, wait a minute, it's an hour later than I thought it was. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who else we got coming on later?
Well, so far, Victor asked himself to come back on, so he should be connecting soon. His invite's sent. Chigozi Truth wants to come back. A gentleman named Brian, who I'm not familiar with. Young Ben, the golfer, should be tuning in here soon. So, yeah, we should have some people from last week, some new faces.
Cool.
And we'll see who else as the night goes on. Well, what do you make of Tom Brady's 40-day retirement?
Yeah, I read somewhere then. Did somebody hack his account?
Yeah, truly.
I guess it's true then,
He just happens to be at Ronaldo's hat trick. I love how Ronaldo got his 59th hat trick yesterday on the pinnacle date of the Ignatian year, and Pope Francis equals 59. And then the next day on the anniversary of, Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, he's back.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about it being the 9th anniversary of Pope Francis becoming the Pope? 45 is the 9th triangular. And, of course, Brady will turn 45 just in time for next season. And the team he started out with, New England, 45 forwards and backwards. So
unbelievable. Yeah.
I was for the March Madness tournament, I got half of what I wanted. I was really hoping Villanova and Gonzaga would not be in the same bracket, and they're not. But I wanted to see Villanova, Gonzaga, and Arizona all in separate brackets. Arizona and Villanova are in the same bracket. It could still be something similar to what I'm thinking about. I was hoping all three would. Do you follow March Madness?
I do a little bit. Who is ESPN calling? Is Memphis like the favorite or?
No, Memphis is definitely not the favorite. They're coming in as they'd be a dark horse team because they're a 9 seed.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm the way off then.
Gonzaga is the favorite. And it's funny that they're young, tall, lanky freshmen who went to the same high school in Minnesota, coincidentally, as their last star player. It's just like, what are the odds of that? The school in Washington State gets 2 star players from the same high school? How's that work? And if you remember who that was last year, I can't even think of his name, Jalen, whatever it was. Last year, when he sent him to the championship, he sent it on a half-court game winner to give him their 93rd points on the 93rd day of the year, and his name equals 93, just like how he's from Minneapolis, Minnesota, the city on the 93rd meridian. Right. But now they got the tall, lanky kid who went to the same high school, and I find it funny that he's wearing number 34 in light of all the 34 stuff going on in the world in sports right now. Keep in mind, Francis equals 34.
Right.
And But so we'll see. Gonzaga historically, they usually make it to the expectation and then fail right there. You think these years they got to pull it out, so they're the favorite again.
Right. Well, I guess time will tell. And it ends on April 4th, is it?
Yeah.
Sure. That's the one that Villanova won on that date a few years ago.
That might have been the day they won it in 2016. I got to go back and check that.
Yeah, I think our friend, Lowry. Is that Kyle Lowry's birthday? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think that's his birthday. I'm gonna look right now.
When you say our friend Larry.
Oh, Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He used to play at Villanova.
No, I'm wrong. It's 25th. I guess I'm thinking of a different guy then. Because where's my thing here? When they won, I had Villanova that year, and they were underdogs. But it was because of that guy that was April 4th. His birthday was 4/4, and the game was on 4. The final was on 4/4 as well. I can't remember his name. I thought it was Larry. I guess it's not him.
Kyle Lowry. So.
Yeah. Remember, that's the jersey Rory was holding up when Rory won the Canadian Open.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, he won it with the Raptors and Villanova, Lowry.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people who've asked for invites. The invites have been sent out, and we just had Brian pop in. So here we can introduce Brian. I don't think I've talked to Brian before, but hey, thanks for joining the stream. What's up, Brian?
Hey, I've talked to you a few times. What's up, Zach?
Hey, Brian.
Your name again? I totally just heard it.
Who, mine?
Yes, yours. Sorry, I literally.
Bally, go backwards. Bally is fine.
Go backwards. Yeah, man, no, good work. You're the one who does the golf stuff, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Zach. I've called a few times. I was the one that was wrong about calling it about Kamala. I was the one that was hyped up on that for the for February 15th.
Okay.
Yeah. I just been wanting to say this because it's been hurting me. You know, like everyone asks, like why, like the biggest question about why. You know, why would go through all of this trouble to do all this stuff? And it's a pretty simple answer, and it's hard to swallow. But they want to be God or have the power of God. That's literally the only thing I can think of that makes logical sense. They want to be God. You know, it's just that's why do all of this? You have control, you have power, you have money. It eventually ends. What is the like never-ending goal? And that's just something that's been popping in my head lately.
Sure. I mean, that's what I wrote in my first book. The first chapter is why is there 26 letters in the English alphabet, and it's how that number represents God and Kabbalah. And essentially these people are using this knowledge that Kabbalists believe in to play God. And it might sound silly what they believe in, but you start to look at it and you realize it does seem like there's some kind of power to this. There is some kind of magic to this, and whatever it's working. So
how do we know math? And how do we know anything we know about math is by the studying of the environment around us, geometry, everything. It's by studying the environment around us. So this could be the underlining code. It's the sequence. That's all it is. And it's like, I don't know why that's so hard to understand. You know, like I'm trying to find an easier way to explain this to people where it doesn't sound so foreign when it's so simple. That's all, you know?
Indeed. Well, Brian, I appreciate you hopping on. Are you going to stay with us for a while, or did you just want to say you're going to stay with us?
I'll stay in and I'll be quiet. If I hear something, I might pop in, and I'll hope I'm not too rude.
Okay. Well, so here's the deal. I mean, I'm just going to keep everybody's mic open just as long as we're not talking over each other. But there's a bunch of people right now. Right when you hopped in, Brian, everybody else decided to come right in too. So we'll just go down the line and we'll just say hello to people here, and let's say hi to Natalie and Ben, and then we'll bring in Phantom Broken, and then Truth Does Not Exist, and 208 Productions, and whoever gets on next. Again, for the other people out there who asked for invites, I've sent invites to everybody. I will refresh my email in case you didn't get it. If you asked for an invite and it has not shown up, email me again because I'll send it one more time. But let's say hi to Natalie and Ben, and I can figure out how to do it. There we go. Yeah, hey, how you guys doing?
What's up?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Doing all right. How are you?
Doing all right as well. So
Another day in this world.
Yeah, another day in paradise, right?
Indeed.
Tell you what, though, there is some things that I do encounter that make me chuckle. Last week, as a DoorDash driver, I got my first ever condom order from Walgreens. Didn't know that was I knew they started, partnering with pharmacies, but this was the first ever time that someone ordered that. It was on a nice Sunday morning. I guess they had
That's funny. That's funny.
It's
Yeah, some
Sunday
people
morning
are-
emergency.
that's very funny. Huh.
I forgot to stop at the store.
Yeah. Normally I don't take ones that I have to actually shop for, but that one was only one item. So I'm like, okay, I can shop for one item, and that was it. Oh, that's all this guy wanted. He
Oh,
needed
that's how
a
it works? You have to go get the item and deliver it.
normal. Well, when it's a pharmacy, yeah. So a lot of people actually decline those.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's only for like CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, though. Like for the ones where it's actually food, the you don't have to do anything. Like they just bring that out to you.
Huh.
But some make you fill up the drinks, but most of the time, no. And I've only had to do that a couple of times though. But yeah, I stopped taking ones that I have to full on shop for. Although I did get an offer for a Sally Beauty Supply today. If Natalie was with me, I probably would have taken that one
because I can find all the stuff. I shop at that store.
Woman's touch.
yeah. But if
Hey, I want to throw this out there, Zach. I forgot. I found this on YouTube. There is a trailer for the Batman, which the new one is about Riddler and riddles in front of your face. There's a 3-minute and 22-second trailer. I thought it was hilarious that they made one that long.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they even talk about Skull and Bones in the original days of that show. The 33rd TV episode brings up how Bruce Wayne's, I forget if it's grandfather, great grandfather is the founder of Skull and Bones.
The Court of Owls, yeah, and I'm a big Batman fan, so I followed that for a long time.
Somebody told me that November 5th is a date of focus in the new Batman. I haven't seen it, but somebody left a comment and said that. So.
I haven't seen it yet either, so I'll let you know if I know.
Okay. Natalie and Ben, do you want to say any more? Or should we let the next person say hello?
Natalie has a decode actually.
Yes.
Okay.
We had an interesting find that Ben told me to come on here and talk about it. So this is my attempt at a decode.
Yeah, we watched it. We watched a movie last night, and it had an interesting with a familiar word as the title of the movie, and I guess somewhat of an interesting plot in light of all the demonic stuff in the world.
So the movie is called Countdown, and it was released October 25th, 2019.
The movie was released October 25th, 2019.
Yeah.
But the app. Okay, so the movie is about an app that goes crazy, as we'll get to. But during the trailer for the movie, someone decided, hey, I'm gonna make this app a real thing, at least as real as possible.
Oh.
And the app launched on September 27th, the day the Jesuits were recognized by Rome.
Yes. So the date is a 54 date in numerology, so 54 Jesuit order.
Yeah, that the October 25th of 19 is a 54 date. Yeah.
And then it's a 74 date when the 20s edited, so Jesus Christ Messiah, that kind of thing. So the movie plot is there's this app that goes around where it predicts your death. And the user term agreement said it's like playing with fate.
Sure.
So if you don't go to the place where you're supposed to go, you breach your user term agreement. And then you die. Faster.
Yeah, and then, well, no, you die at the same time, but you just die in a different way. Like,
you'll die in a different way, yes.
Like the opening, like the intro is like these people at a party, and they all discover the app, and their game is, okay, we'll all download the app, and whoever is supposed to die first has to, drink all the drinks on the table, whatever. But then the one girl says, like, and the one girl gets like, oh, that she's gonna die in 3 hours, because all the app is, it's just a clock. It's just a clock, and it just starts counting down from like a random for like a random length of time, anywhere from like a few days to like decades long. So this girl gets like 3 hours, and she starts to freak out, and by the time it's time to leave the party, it's down to 9 more minutes, and she thinks that she's gonna and she thinks like I'm gonna die in a car crash, so she doesn't get in the car, and her boyfriend and her have a big blowout. Eventually, he drives off, and as soon as he drives off, she gets a notification on her phone saying user agreement broken, and then she goes home and has like
Now
a
there's a random stalker that she faces. Like you start seeing things
yeah
when like the Grim Reaper, like you start seeing paranormal things closer to your death, and then she goes home.
yeah she goes home, and eventually like right before the clock hits 0, she goes up in like the Grim Reaper like takes her up in like a spiral, and then you like see like her phone drop to the floor and her body drop to the floor when the clock hits 0.
Yes. And then we later find out that boyfriend was drunk driving, and then he crashed his car, and that's how she was supposed to die.
Yeah,
So
'cause
that was her fate.
yeah. So she played with her fate, and that broke the user agreement. And then
Yeah.
there's a whole thing where like then the main character comes in, and she works at the hospital where the boyfriend who survived the crash has to get surgery, and
Yes. And then the way to break the court
what hold on, what
What's the movie called again?
countdown.
countdown.
And then we decoded the app, and the app came out with it.
Yeah, the app released on the Jesuit Orders Recognition
Well,
Day.
countdown, I know countdown equals 129 because we talked about that. The September.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
what,
then 201 and base 8 counting. It's 444 and satanic.
Yeah,
I thought that was relevant.
yeah, 444 and satanic, because which is interesting because like most of these movies, they eventually go to a church, and and then like it's weird because actually the what they use to try to fight off the Grim Reaper playing with who like is deciding their fate for them is they actually paint like the Seal of Solomon, aka the Star of David, and then make a circle around it and like stand in the circle in the middle of the star, like hold up cross, and like this priest who's like he's like a mockery priest because he's actually like
well knowledged in the Bible, but yet he's also a homosexual. And then she goes to an actual priest at the hospital who says, "Oh, we speak in demons metaphorically. We don't believe in it."
Yeah, but then they go to this guy, the flamboyant.
He's very eccentric. I'll put it nicely. Very enthusiastic, eccentric.
Yeah.
Like you want to be his friend, and he's so knowledgeable about the Bible.
Right.
And then they're like, "How do you know about the Bible?" I went to a Catholic school. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's like me too.
Like he's just chilling in it. Like what happened? Like when they first introduced him, he's like chilling in like the back of his church,
And smoking weed
and listening to Lil Nas X.
Yeah, which is like the movie was a real trip. So, and then the way you break this curse, like the computer code is done in Latin, and then the way you break the curse is if someone dies that they're not supposed to before their time, or someone sacrifices themselves in some kind of ritual before their time, like a suicide.
Right. So
the movie was filmed in LA. So LA is 13-4. So you have 41.
And 14.
So Dead and Fate, it's all 14.
Mm-hmm.
So the app predicts your death as entertainment. It was released on the Jesuits Recognized by Rome 927. So countdown is 201, base 8 counting 129, 444 and satanic 39, 114 and 42.
Yeah,
so you got to 42 there.
Yeah, Jesuits 42. And what's interesting is that the main character's mother had passed away years earlier, and at the end of the movie, they all go to her gravesite, and she died April 2nd, 4/2.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much it's in movies. It's just like in Forrest Gump when he goes to the grave. Her birthday's March, or date of death March 22nd. I mean, they just use the same dates, the same numbers everywhere when you're actually paying attention.
And then the creator, the developer of this app, Ryan Boiling, BOYLING, 142, 61, 155, and 56. Graveyard is 142. The Holy Spirit is 56. Rockefeller's 56. And then this movie actually takes mostly in the hospital. So
Yeah.
Rockefeller revolutionized the modern medical when medical's
Yeah.
56
Yeah,
in like 1913.
yeah, we know about that from Eric 777, the Rockefeller emblem that had the Jesuit Latin motto. What was it? In Merum de Gloriam?
In Merum de Gloriam, yeah.
Whichever motto it was that was in the Rockefeller Standard Oil emblem that we talked about a while back. But yeah, so the guy who developed the app that released on the Jesuit Order's recognition date, his name equals 56.
Yes.
Fitting.
And then Graveyard is also 142. The whole app and the movies around death.
Yeah.
And then
of course the countdown the countdown, and it just this is just to go off of the countdown equaling 129 and 39 because it's 201 in base 8 counting. The app in real life came out on the Jesuit Order's recognition date, so and 129 is 201 in base 8 counting. Right. And of course, we had the countdown market shooting on 3/9. This is 3rd of September, 129 weeks after the last big shooting in New Zealand, the Christchurch mosque shootings. And of course, that was the 15th of March, 15/3. Jesuit,
the Ides of March.
Yeah, the Ides of March. Jesuit Orders 150.
With regards to the 15 thing, I wanted to make that point. So the Ides of March is coming up. Tomorrow's Pi Day, and this March 15th. So I was just thinking more about this because you had Alec Baldwin shoot the Ukrainian woman on the set of Rust in the church shootout scene. And then the Most Pure Cipher, Rust is 15. The Soviet Union dissolved and became 15 nations. The word war is 15 in the Most Pure Cipher. And then the Ides of March is coming right up.
Oh, and, so you think something will happen in Eastern Europe?
Well, the story right now is like today, just yesterday, it's about how Biden came out the other day and said that if a NATO country gets attacked, then the U.S. will get involved, and that will probably be the start of World War III. And they're saying that's what Putin's thing is. He wants to rebuild the Soviet Union and keep all these nations from joining NATO. And then NATO's birthday comes up. It's April 4th. That's also the CIA director's birthday.
Okay.
But yeah, just realizing just how the whole Rust thing is tied in with the Ukrainian woman. And she was a 42-year-old woman, right? And New Mexico's 42, like War's 42, like World War's 42, like Jesuit's 42. Supposedly Joe Biden's approval rating's gone up a few percentage points to 42 because of his handling of Ukraine. And it's just funny how they just always report this crap. Like the average American's like, oh, well, now I like him because now that there's a war started. But they always just report the same stuff to us through. It's just such a joke. But there's a bunch of other people waiting to pop on here. So let's let some of the other people get in a word. And then
and that's my attempt at a decode.
Yeah, it was a great decode. So Countdown, interesting movie. I might have to take a look at it. So
no, I found it on Netflix, and then I'm like, hey Ben, this might be a good one to watch yesterday. So
okay,
see you later, guys.
All right, yeah, you guys are right there, but we're just gonna let the next person on.
Bye, guys.
Right. Phantom Broken.
Yo, bro.
Yeah, what's up?
My first time talking to you. It's been too long, man. I shouldn't have been talking to you like way back then because I just found you out like 2020 when Kobe died back in January.
Okay.
Ever since then, like, I don't know, just kind of just changed with my whole life. this searching this knowledge and stuff. But honestly, I just want to hop on because it's been too long. Like, I just always want to talk to you, man.
Sure.
And it's an honor, man. It's honestly an honor, dude. Like,
seriously, hey, I want to say the same thing. I want to back up. That's why I'm here, man. I'm sorry to be in the background, but I totally agree with what you say right
now.
Well, I'm glad you guys. I mean, I just appreciate all the people that take the time to listen to the work because I know that over 90% of people who come across my work just dismiss it and think it's stupid and they don't even think about it and they're dismissing something that's not stupid. So, I mean, it's credit to you guys, too, for taking the time to think about it and realize that, yeah, there is something going on here.
And honestly, bro, I have to admit, like, your streams, like, this has been, like, sometimes this keeps me sane, like, especially with your rants and, like, how you, like, you just vent out, just, like, you just don't really even care about it. Like, that's how, like, it just makes me just more relatable to you and just, like, no, like, we're not alone, man. Like, everyone here, we're not alone. Like, we got each other's back, man. So, for humanity.
Indeed. Because people can feel like they're all alone when they start looking at the truth because people start treating them like they're weirdos. And again, I mean, we might be far and few between, but we're definitely not alone. So,
Facts, man. So
Well, I appreciate you hopping on. Did you want to say anything else, or should we let the next person in line?
I think you should look in more to like the video game predictive programming and like with Call of Duty.
Let me just say I agree. It's just how do I do that when I don't play the video games? That's the problem.
Hey, I do. I'll try better on that.
There we go. And I was going to say, if both of you know about a video game, you're like, man, this information has to get out. You're the perfect person to do that because, I mean, really, I'm sure there's a million things that I miss every single day talking about the things that I see and I can understand and communicate. But there's so many. It's just like the other day, somebody was like, Zach, there's a Call of Duty video game about Ukraine that came out 102 weeks before. I was like, unbelievable. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but so more
No,
eyes.
Fortnite for sure. That is a lot of predictive programming. That's program. I got a 6-year-old. He plays the crap out of that, and I see everything that's new. It's always like literally, it's like a year ahead about what's about to happen. It's literally telling people what's going to happen. It's literally in our brains of our young. It's so screwed up.
Huh. Okay. I know that's a good game, but I never played it, so I don't know what's going on. Like, what are some of the things that it's foreshadowed in there that have happened?
Well, it's been the last one was like it was about the alien. It's hard to say. Like
the alien invasion.
Yeah, they've been really putting that in kids' brains. You know how we just had our government fucking tell us about the alien, like how they try to deter us from what's going on with the whole. We're going to tell you the aliens exist. Oh, you mean people who've been talking about UFOs for the last 40 years? They're not crazy, but they've been crazy for 40 years. But now I'm sorry, that's a rant.
No, I hear. I'm just thinking Alien is 23 in the most pure cipher. It would be funny because I mean, in the last decade plus, they've done a lot more stuff with aliens. So I do feel like that's coming to a head too. Maybe next year there's some big disclosure about Aliens 2023.
Is that Project Bluebeam?
Yeah, Project Bluebeam. It was also in the movie Spider-Man: Far From Home. They also like showed like all like the Project Bluebeam and like they like fake events in the movie like. It's like here, it's like what's going on right now. Like it's on stage, man.
Okay, well, both of you, since you guys are on the video game thing and that kind of stuff, I think that might be the way to make Gematria go viral because people are online for video games. Video game streaming's big. If you could figure out a way to connect the video game audience with the knowledge, I mean, maybe that's the golden ticket. It seems like younger people are a lot more open to this information than people.
They are. I've talked to a lot of people online when I'm a nerd. I play online. Sorry, I have one guilty pleasure. But like, people are a lot more open to this on the internet in the gaming community. Actually, it's really strange. The young minds are ready for different stuff. It's weird.
Okay, well, maybe that's the direction I need to go too. So
I don't know, but it also feels vulnerable. Like it's ready. Like your control is nothing in comparison to what they're doing massively.
Huh.
It's weird. I can't explain it. If I had the words, I would.
Indeed. Well, it's a great thought, and it makes sense to me. So, let's keep going down the line. There's 5 more people on hold. This has turned into a busier night than last week. But next up, a lot of people will be familiar with this young man. Truth does not exist.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's up? What's up, everybody?
Yo.
Hey, what's happening?
I wasn't here when Ben was on, but I was gonna say about his condom story. What will be really funny is if someone that he knew ordered it, and then he goes and answers the door, and then someone he knows, like his dad or something, and just that exchange.
That's what writing stories is all about. Yeah, and something like that could happen. So,
Well, yeah, I just kind of wanted to be here for the ride, but my girlfriend Rose, I think that she's in here too. Rosie, she wanted to come on while I'm on. So, yeah, if you could put her on while I'm here.
She's actually next in line, so I'll put her on. So, all right, and then are you guys a couple that came together through the Free to Find Truth website?
Yeah, through the Free to Find Love. I wanna plug it because not enough people are on there. But yeah, you guys, there's a group on there. Free to Find Love that you can post like a dating profile. And I made it like, how long ago did I make that? I probably made that like about a year ago almost. But yeah, that's I made it so that way I would find someone. I think I'm pretty much the only one that's found someone so far. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
if more people join though, then then like there's more profiles and stuff, and like more people in in each other's cities or something. I'm sure that like the first person that'll have a success story, or second person will probably be like in LA or some city like that there's more people. But yeah, I hope that it takes off. It's already one of the largest groups on there, so I hope it gets bigger and more people use it, because I know that definitely a lot of truth seekers are single and stuff, and you guys can go and post a profile on there with like pictures and like your city and age and stuff like that. And I mean, you guys can choose to remain anonymous. You don't have to put your name or anything, because I think I saw some people complaining about that. But you guys can join and you can put just some pictures and where you are and your age, and that's it. And I hope that it's successful. I've already heard some people saying that it should be like an extension of Free to Find Truth, like a dating side. But yeah, if you guys want to do that, if anybody who's listening.
Sure. Well, and I just got to say to people out there that this is the young man that added that part to the site, and he found a nice, sweet lady for himself, and she's here and she's on the line now. So, Rosie, if you want to chime in, you got the floor.
Hi.
Hello.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, well, I know you said you wanted to share something about butterflies, how to bring back butterfly populations.
Yeah.
Plant more milkweed.
Okay, well, if you want to think about it, we can come back to you in a little bit. We got other people on the line, but if you got more to that strategy, I'm listening, because who doesn't like a butterfly? So we got Victor up, who was with us last week. How you doing, Vic?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Salute.
Staying up all night again, huh?
Yeah, that's usually the idea. Yeah, up late.
So what's new in your world?
Nothing. Still the same thing. Let me put this dog down real quick. Interesting every single day in sports. But I don't want to ring your ear off about that again. But I do want to bring something to your attention, just because you work hard every single day, and I know you get like a lot of negativity. So if you could go to my YouTube channel, my community section, I just wanted to show you something real quick.
Hold on, let me get it up here. Okay, you guys, his channel, Mr. Futures, MR Futures, no space. And hold on, I got it in the wrong window here.
This is your transition. What are the like? Come on, like Tom Brady retiring and then 40 days later, oh, I'm not retiring. What a gimmick!
Indeed.
That's
the exact gimmick.
Okay, so, yeah, this is what I posted today, because I was trying to make sure that you saw it. But this gentleman, somebody reached out to me the other day when I was live streaming, and he's actually a follower of yours, Zach. He's been following you for about 6 years, I believe. But he just wanted to let you know, and I guess myself as well, that since 2016, he said he's been able to build his bankroll up to 300K because of the work that you do, and obviously with a little bit of the work that I do as well, but largely in part to the work that you do, and that's an impressive thing to accomplish in less than 6 years. So,
well, here's all I got to say. Victor is a great student, and I'm pretty sure right now he's better at sports decoding than I am. So again, for all you guys who are looking for the daily picks, I mean, Victor's a good person to follow. And for anybody out there who gets sore about that and says, well, why is you saying that about me? I mean, prove it. I mean, if you're doing as good of a job as Victor, I'll say the same thing to you. I just know Victor's doing a great job right now. So
appreciate that, man. But yeah, this is for all the people that doubt what Zach does on an everyday basis. This is just like, more evidence. People occasionally drop in, but this was probably one of the biggest numbers I've seen that somebody actually confessed to. And we often know people downplay, whatever amount they may be winning. So
hold on. Somehow I'm getting some sound.
Amazing and incredible.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, there. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was saying that, oftentimes, especially gamblers, they pretty much downplay the amount that they've been able to, put together. So even conservatively, if he's saying 300, I would assume that it's probably higher than that. But just for somebody to admit to that kind of, bankroll is just really, really incredible. And obviously, you started him off. You've been doing it a lot longer. But just in case you need some good news, I just wanted to make sure you saw this.
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, it's great to hear. There's a lot of people who've done very well in this community, and that's also why, in my opinion, it's gotten more challenging to decode some of these games because it's just not as easy as it was back in 2016. I feel like 2016, it's like, for the video game reference, I know when you play a video game, a lot of times you can choose like easy mode, average, normal mode, hard mode, super hard mode. I feel like it started off on easy mode, and I don't know exactly what difficult level it's at right now, but I feel like they just, it's like they know to throw out more clues and more stupid news stories that look like they could be a lead on the future. I just feel like the stories they used to put out were the lead, and now they throw out like things that are smoke and mirrors. But anyway,
Maybe they're being a little smarter about their glitching. You know, like how, you know, like video gamers, we strive to find the glitch of the video game. You know, their little, you know, hitch, you know, that makes them better.
They patched it.
You're in, and then therefore doing this work, you're finding that. So they're trying to make it harder now. You could be threatening in that sense, honestly.
Again, it was 2016 was the breakout year for this work because we dominated everything that year, from sadly Prince's death to all the sports, and that was the year that I had, you know, the mainstream media finally give me some recognition and write an article, and since then a lot more people have come onto the work. But yeah, it's just too bad that so many people troll and put down the work. It's like, had you taken any time to actually look into what I was saying, you would have seen that this work was legit a long time ago, like way back. I mean, 2016 is quite a while back now, man. 6 years ago.
It's hard to say it's not possible. That's the most craziest thing. Is saying it's not possible. Like just throwing that out the window right away. Numbers, letters, no. Like just throwing that out. Like, gosh, your brain hurt me so much.
It's the repetitive nature of it too, that people can see the same. Like, it's like, man, you were talking about that last year. Now here we are on this day again. It's the same type of thing. 2 years ago on March 11th, the world is locked down for the coronavirus pandemic, and it's blamed on the Utah Jazz, the 1-1-1-3 team, which we'd already educated about a million times before it happened. And then the only other team in the NBA that does have a 1-1-3 connection is Dallas. The city alone equals 1-1-3 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. Well, look at the box score 2 years ago when they locked down the NBA. The Mavericks played their game on 1-1-3, and they scored 113 points. This year, Greg Popovich sets the record on that day over the Utah Jazz, and in Dallas's game, they score 113 points. It's like, and this the score 1-1-3 in the NBA, man. I swear to God, it's like there's rituals with that. Like the biggest ritual games, the score so often will be 1-1-3. So.
I'm sorry to chime in. I just wanted to I thought of a joke today. I was like, hey, the most natural remedy for COVID-19 was war. As soon as we got one, it's gone.
Yeah, actually, I remember I can't find the video, which is annoying because I don't think I titled it. Maybe it got removed, but I made a video in like 2020 saying that we would go to war soon. Actually, I think Zach, I remember that you said there would be a war. I think in in May of 2020. I think that you were saying the same thing, and then that was when Donald Trump passed that war bill, or something like that.
And that's going to be more of a civil war.
Soleimani.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I kind of remember it vaguely because that was like 2 years ago. But yeah, I remember that I had said in my video because they were like putting a lot of like propaganda and stuff in the news, you know, about like China and they're doing this evil thing to these people and whatever. Like whenever they're gonna you know go for a war or something, they always like put like some propaganda, like the government's doing like these horrible things. Like I think with Iraq, they said that what was it that the soldiers were going in and taking the babies out of the incubators or something. Like they always say something that's like, this terrible thing right before they're gonna go to war with whatever country, saying that the people are
psychological trauma to make you hate them as the enemy. Here, we got two more people on hold who haven't got in yet. 208 Productions in Chigozi. I don't want them to wait on hold too long, so let's get him in there. 208 Productions, you with us? 208?
Yeah.
Stepped away for a moment. Oh, you are here. 208? Well, maybe he stepped away. Chigozi's with us, though. What's up, Chigozi?
Hey, not much, Zach. Hey, everyone. Good seeing you all.
Guys.
Been a good show so far. Yep.
Did you survive that Columbus interstate shooting?
I did, yeah, I definitely did. It was again more fake nonsense. I was even kind of going to talk more about that. It's just the
Can you hear me?
fakest thing I've
Hello?
ever seen. Hey,
Hold
we can
on.
hear you.
Is that 208 talking? Somebody say, can we hear you? Who was that?
Don't think
I think
he's
208 might be having an audio problem, but we did hear you if you're hearing it back. But anyway, go ahead, Chikozy.
Oh yeah, so it's just the most contrived BS I've seen because clearly it was by, as you called out, Zach, by Gemini Place. It was 71 days from the start of Gemini on I-71, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the god of transportation, and it's on a highway. There's all the stuff Rambo's been teaching about. So
Right.
it's just so clear on that, and then on top of that, they just throw their Buckeye numbers again, and it's to the point where it's like. That's why I get speechless because I'm like, how is someone going to even begin to call this coincidence? First, they updated it at 527, Buckeye equals 27. And then they synced it up with the governor's birthday, the mayor's birthday, and the lieutenant governor's birthday. So Mike DeWine, the current governor, who, his birthday is a perfect gematria numerology lesson. He's born January 5th, 1947. 47 is the 15th prime number, so he's born 1/5 and 47. From his birthday to that shooting is 2 months, 7 days later. Buckeye equals 27. And then from it's insane. And then Buckeye also equals 117. Likewise, Ohio. The mayor of Columbus, Andrew Ginther, that shooting came 1 month, 17 days from his upcoming 47th birthday. And he's born on 117th day of the year, April 27th, 1975. Which also has 106 numerology, 4 plus 27 plus 75. Columbus equals 106, the mayor with that type of birthday. So 117 from the mayor, 27 from the governor, and then John Husted, the lieutenant governor, it was 6 months, 14 days from his birthday, and 614 is the Columbus area code. So again, I just see this. Yeah, it's like it blows my mind how, we're still sitting here. You're still sitting here, especially almost 9 years later, still trying to show people that this is really something that's going on. It just makes me shake my head because these examples are just too on point. You can't even begin to call this organic or coincidence or any of that type of stuff. It makes no sense. It's clearly orchestrated by the Society of Jesus, who, their names encoded inside Columbus, Ohio as well.
You know what blew my mind? Maybe it doesn't blow my mind, but it's just like, this past week, the mainstream media started bringing up the Simpsons episode about the Ukraine and Lil Ukraine. And, I just look it up, and then the first thing that stood out to me is I said, look at that. It's the 487th episode. I know the Jesuits turned 487 years old this year, and I say, let me look at what the title of the episode was. I go, look at that. It equals 191, just like Society of Jesus, like Unconquered Son. And then it's exactly 191 days after the Jesuits' 487th birthday that the whole conflict starts with Ukraine. And, what makes me sad is another decoder in the community who – I don't really know what their purpose is. Anyway, they make a video later the day I put mine out about the Simpsons, and they're saying that it's just the way the universe operates, and there's nobody at the Simpsons trying to mock you. And it's just like, and then they're connecting it to the periodic table, and it's like what is going on? Like, how is that? And what kills me is somehow this. What doesn't make sense about that channel is if you look at their comments, they have a ton of comments, but not many views. And the comments are just like so positive, just like worship. This is one of the greatest decodes I ever saw. And you're just like, okay, this decode literally makes 0 sense. It literally does like absolutely nothing for anything, but creates confusion. I really think there are some people in this community that are starting to decode who are not here for any other reason than to bring confusion. So.
I completely agree.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't check out that person's video yet. I saw how they uploaded that video, but I didn't even bother watching it because, as you just summarized, I knew it was going to be that way. It was going to be just, everything's a movie. And what else he says? It's all the periodic table, and I think that completely misleads people. The Simpsons clearly predicts this stuff. They foreshadow it. They foreshadow it and mock us with it. How many more times do they have to, foreshadow things for people to get it?
Yeah, and just this whole thing of just like other people here. Do you feel that we are being mocked by the authorities, the people who put the information through the TV? I mean, is there anybody else here who doesn't?
Absolutely.
Dude, they're making money off making fun of
100%, yes.
Yeah, I see it all the time, and it's like sometimes like I just like I can't help but laugh when I see the news. It's like, like you know, like they say like, oh, another shooting on a Wednesday or something like that. You know.
Yeah, it's just this guy. I can't believe he's like going. You guys, The Simpsons equals 157. That's the atomic weight of Gerbesium, or I'm just making it up. I don't even remember what it is. No one's mocking you, Gerbesium. It's just like what?
Dude, are you talking about Logan here? Which I have something to say about that if I get a minute.
It doesn't even matter who I'm talking about. The guy who's Gerbesium and no one's mocking you. I mean, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. So,
Well, my bad for a name drop. Get out. Sorry. But like, I wanted to say something. Like, Logan, he was sitting there. He's all about like predetermination, and I wanted to say something. He's like talking about like you have no free will. Everything you do is pretty much predetermined. But it's like I have a question. And this is obviously theoretical, but we create an AI soon. Are you telling me an AI is not possible of reprogramming its own self? So therefore, why wouldn't we be able to?
exactly. And I mean, it's just like, yeah, if everything was just like this organic simulation, we wouldn't have to get bombarded with propaganda and new think and just all that happens every single day.
Yeah, I mean, the universe isn't gonna code, Jesuit stuff all over, entertainment and news stories. I mean, that's just nonsensical.
Fix my problem, like the universe.
Right.
The universe isn't putting like sun symbolism everywhere,
Indeed. 208 Productions reconnected. Let's see if he can work this time. I'm bringing him back in. 208, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me this time?
There we go.
Sounds better.
For sure,
Yeah?
for sure. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, you want to introduce yourself? I know you from the chat, and I heard you're a musician, so I know a little bit about you. But if you want to introduce yourself and let people know where they can find your stuff at, you got the floor.
So yeah, I don't really currently like put out my music. I just kind of make it and then keep it for myself, just because I love music for music. But like, I just openly started sharing it with like a certain person. I'm not gonna say any names, but yeah, my name's Eli. Actually, that's my real name. So if anybody wants to call me Eli, you can call me that.
The magic
currently live in
number in
Idaho.
that name.
Oh yeah, what is it? I haven't
26,
decoded myself.
God number.
Oh, 26. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 letters.
Got you. But I just wanted to say, going back to what Natalie said about that Countdown movie, she said a date, October 25th, 2019. That was either when it came out or that was when the app came out. But I'm pretty sure that's the day that the Rams and Bengals played in the UK. And as far as it being called Countdown, Super Bowl 56 was on the day leaving 321 days remaining in the year, like counting down from 3, 2 to 1.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. Huh?
But yeah, I found a interesting find. There's like the college where I live, the Boise State Broncos. You guys might know them from their football field. They got the blue turf that everybody talks about.
Right.
Oh, infamous blue.
Yep. But they just made it to the tournament for the first time in a while, and they won. Last night they won, improving to 27-7, and Boise State University's 277, and Boise State Broncos is 201 and 105. And 258, but that doesn't really. Oh yeah, it does, because it was 258 days after the coach's birthday that they advanced to the tournament. And I'm just thinking maybe if this is synced with Brady coming back and the Broncos and the NFL are hot right now with Wilson, maybe the Broncos are a dark horse to do something in the tournament. I mean, they got that 201, so who knows?
They might be stealing money, too.
I was just thinking about how Russell Wilson, he did go to the Broncos on March 8th, the date that can be written 8-3, Colorado's 83. Brady comes back in on the day that they set the bracket for the 83rd tournament. So, yeah, something to think about.
And what's it
Interesting.
called the coach for Boise State used to be for Gonzaga. He was the assistant, and he's actually from Richland, Washington, is where he's from,
Huh.
and I found that kind of interesting.
If I'm not mistaken, Boise is 0-7 in the tournament to date. They're still looking for their first ever tournament win. So,
Oh, and the coach is on. He's either on 244 wins right now, or he's about to get to 244. And
okay, look at that.
we know that number's hot right now.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
So yeah, I
And this is-
just wanted to then say hi. Y'all can. Let's see. I don't know. What's up?
I missed some things earlier. I was wondering if anyone pointed out, or if you point out, Zach, how today is 3/13, the 65th prime, and how GOAT equals 65.
That's true. That's a good point. That goes back on 313. You can also write it 13/3, right? And football's 133. So yeah,
Yep.
also
Perfect day.
reasons. Colorado is also 133.
Nice.
Football 83 forwards, 133 in reverse. So yeah. It is just the I think it was Brian who said it earlier. I was thinking the same word. It's just such a gimmick. I mean, just yeah. So anyway, Russell Wilson, who was the big story getting traded to Denver, the team he beat in the Super Bowl. He's from Cincinnati, who just lost in the Super Bowl, and he was sitting next to the commissioner throughout the whole Super Bowl. So we'll see where it's all going. They like to show us the clues for the narrative ahead.
But I saw Boise's their first game. They played Memphis, and I think they might lose because I know you were all hot on Memphis, and the game's it's on Thursday, the 76th day of the year, and they're the Tigers. And the last time they played Boise State, Memphis won 59-56. It's a perfect score.
Another Tiger number. Interesting. Yeah, I would have thought Memphis would have had a better season than they did. They had 2 big wins against Houston, but yeah, the Tiger teams have not been the best in the year of the Tigers. So live and learn.
And I'm just curious, how many? Like I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm not very familiar with NCAA that much in the tournament. So Boise State's 27 and they're 27-7. What? It's 6 games.
You got to win 6 games to win it all.
So they'd get to the 68th prime then if they hit that.
If they were 33-7, who's 27-7 again? Which team?
Boise State's 27-7.
That'd be a miracle. Boise State they're like an 8 or 9 seed.
And what's crazy is they won last night with 53 points, and I looked this up. I'm pretty sure this is true. The only team from a non-power conference to win the UNLV, and the best player is Larry Johnson, who was drafted number 1 the next year, right in 91. And isn't that right when the Soviet Union was collapsing too? I'm pretty sure. Same timeline, kind of.
Huh.
But he turns 53 tomorrow. That guy turns 53 tomorrow.
Interesting. Yeah. I see the Suns are smoking the Lakers. It's interesting because today's LeBron's 666th road game, 666, and it's the Suns' 54th season. And they're about to get their 54th win of the 54th season. And on this very special Jesuit date to Pope Francis, again, Jesuit orders 54, sun is 54. Their logo is the sun. It's a Sunday. And then remember when you write out Kobe Bean Bryant, it equals 54. Same with Mark of the Beast, all in that same most pure cipher. Mark of the Beast, Kobe Bean Bryant, Jesuit order, they're all 54. And, of course, Kobe had his career high in his 666th game. Devin Booker for the Suns, he had one of the biggest Kobe rituals right after he died. But, LeBron's 666th road game. Suns get the 54th win on this. It just shows you how scripted it is, man, and how Jesuit it is. I mean, this is the 9-year anniversary of Pope Francis becoming the Pope. If you use numerology, instead of sun equaling 54 in that most pure cipher, sun is 9. It's the 9-year anniversary of him becoming Pope. So Phoenix, Arizona equals 85, by the way. He is 85 years old right now, so that's something to think about. But Yeah, the more and more I pay attention to all this stuff, I think that what the beast is to them is the sun. I think the sun is the beast. The sun dictates time and beast. Well, what do you guys think about that? Have you guys
Yo,
noticed the sun being the beast?
Can I add something with like the beast? Like like how it's like the year of the tiger, and like how tiger resembles like Asia, right? Like Asia culture, like usually, and like how all this stuff is happening on Asia with Russia and Ukraine and China and Taiwan, right?
Right.
And like the mark of the beast, right? And like like the barcode, like they resemble the mark of the beast as like a barcode, right? And a tiger claw.
I see. I see
A tiger claw, right?
I see.
Yeah.
Because a barcode, if people don't know, in the barcode language, the number 666 in the original barcode was encoded in every barcode. What the bars meant, they all had 666 in it. And just like how computer equals 666, and we know internet 666, so it kind of makes sense what they're doing. But I see what you're saying. Tiger stripes is kind of like a barcode, the stripes. I see your point. Okay.
God.
Were you done with that?
And also I found out back in November, during the whole Omicron scare, Greek alphabet equates to 666 in Sumerian as well. So
that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's where it all comes from. Revelation 13:18.
Yeah.
Isopsophy riddle. Isopsophy equals 666. Huh. Greek alphabet. Good one.
Yeah, I got a lot of things to say more, but I think I gotta go.
All right.
Yo, Zach, you gotta come here in the East Coast, yo. You gotta come here.
Wait, who's talking right now? I thought it was somebody who was in Boise, Idaho.
Oh, it's me, Phantom Broken.
That's
Oh, I got confused. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but you gotta come here to the East Coast. Hopefully the Oklahoma thing goes well. So
I do. I want to make it out to the
Yeah.
East Coast, come back because I never been there, and I will eventually. So sweet.
you
lady,
got it, man. You got it.
Time I'll start having her travel with me.
Okay, so
All right. Well, thanks for hopping on, man.
yeah, if you want to reach out to me, it's just Phantom Broken. I also make music, YouTube. So
What's your platform they
Yeah.
put your stuff on? Phantom Broken on what? Just anywhere?
YouTube, just SoundCloud. I've been making music recently, just with meaningful lyrics and not like the industry type stereotypes that's been going on. I don't know how to explain it, but
We'll check it out. We'll hear it for ourselves. Phantom Broken. Appreciate it, man.
yeah.
All right. You have a good night.
Yeah, peace, man.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we got a lot of people on the panel. I mean, it does make it kind of hard to. But if anybody just has a thought off the wall that you want to chime in with,
I got something.
Yeah. Oh.
Something.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
This is 208. I was at the dump last week, and I noticed the speed signs. This is kind of random, but I noticed the speed signs. It says one of them said 13 miles an hour, one of them said 8, and then one of them said 33. And I'm like, what the hell? Usually it's zeros, 30 or 35, but it said 30. You're supposed to go 13 miles an hour.
Huh. Speaking of 13, I think something I've been sleeping on the whole time is Romans 13 in the Bible. That's really the section of the Bible that's about succumbing to authority, and it's okay for slaves. I think that's a big part. The other thing that was dawning on me recently is just how the U.S. flag, it's got stars on it and 13 stripes. It's okay, stars, astrology, the zodiac and the sun, 13. I mean, I really, just looking at the U.S. flag now, I'm I think that's what's been taught us the whole time. It's all about numerology and astrology. So.
I just want to say, I think the Brady coming, the whole Brady coming back thing, I think it's bait. Not 100%, but I'm leaning towards. I think it's kind of bait, similar to what the Cowboys were last year.
It's interesting though how they did it right as they put out the 83rd tournament bracket. So.
Right, it almost just seems too perfect. I mean, we know they operate perfectly, but going forward, it's not all about sports. So never mind. It really doesn't matter if we're wrong at the end of the day.
Yeah. Somebody else was gonna chime in with something too.
Yeah. Did anybody see the Shane Lowry hole-in-one today?
Golf?
Yeah, Shane Lowry got a hole-in-one today in the golf, and 40 weeks after the Pope's birthday. And remember, was it 40 days with Tom Brady?
Yeah, golf is 40 too. Yeah, golf 40.
Yeah, and then I think when he won the British Open, it was 216 days after the Pope's birthday as well
Huh.
for the 666.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Hey Zach, let me ask you a question. The original Super Bowl date this year, was it not 2/6 before it got changed?
It was supposed to be February 6th, the anniversary of the Queen's dad dying at age 56.
So that's funny. Okay, so today leaves 293 days left. The 62nd prime. You already know that number 62 connected with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, how big that number was, I believe, last year. And then the Super Bowl was supposed to be 2/6 or 6/2, and then retirement equals 62 as well. So just they're loving that number 62.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, if I remember right, when they won Super Bowl 55, I want to say it was like 62 days from the mayor's birthday, mayor of Tampa.
Yeah, and then that connects with both Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Buccaneers.
Right.
So, yeah. and they're still going to say it's not scripted, though.
They're going to say that he got inspired by the hat trick tomorrow. It's just...
By Christian Ronaldo. Christian.
Yeah.
Christian.
Right.
You know what are the odds Brady was at the game?
Yeah, Brady was at the game, right? Yeah, on the 12th, number 12 on the 12th. And then it's just like Ronaldo's 37 at the time, the 12th prime, and both Buccaneers and Tampa Bay have the gematria 37 and the most pure. Their rituals are so perfect. It's the 71st day of the year, Manchester United 71. That's the thing about 54 today, too. The sun's hitting that 54th wind today because Jesuit orders 54 forwards, 72 in reverse. Today's the 72nd day of the year. Perfect day for the first Jesuit pope to become pope as well. So.
Hey,
That's
Zach.
just to connect, the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but the Super Bowl and the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals this year starts on June 6th, just like that number 62 as well. So.
That's right. That's everywhere. And again, Queen has that gematria 62. All eyes on the Queen. Is she going to be around when the NBA Finals come? So,
yeah, you got to pay attention to that number. That's definitely a big number right now.
Yeah. Has anybody seen the new HBO show Winning Time about the Lakers?
I started watching it.
It's just hilarious how they do it because LeBron scores 56. That comes out the next day. It starts on the day leaving 56 days left in the year, and Magic Johnson's 56. It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Turning Red? Has anybody watched that yet?
I watched the first half. I haven't gone through that much. My kids watch it. I just watch it when it's on.
So Zach, I saw your video on it. You kind of touched a little bit on it. So I saw you said that the girl's name was May
Lee.
May Lee, yeah.
Is it May Lee?
And so huh?
Sorry.
And so what I noticed is in the movie, because I had watched it, they called her May, and that's 54. And also 36 in full reduction and reverse full reduction.
Yeah, it's backwards and forwards.
and also in the movie, she turns into a red panda, and that also equals 36. And also IHS 30 is 36. I've noticed that they really like using that number 36, in a lot of their stuff. And I think like in 2020. I started noticing 36, but I didn't know what it meant. I just kept seeing it like in all the news stories and stuff. And so since then I looked, and then I saw IHS and stuff. It was 36. So yeah, I've noticed that they really like to use that number a lot, just like 56 and just like 56 and 201. They use that number a lot. I see it in like all kinds of news stories, and like this is like I see it again, and I mean at this point I'm not surprised, but yeah, they keep using that number.
So again, just the Jesuit logo, their symbol, the sun with IHS. IHS is 36 in the most simple cipher, 666 the 36 triangular. It's just like LeBron. It's his 666th road game. Sun 54. Suns picking up their 54th win on this day in their 54th season in LeBron's 666 road game. So that's why I'm just starting to think that's what the beast is to people. It's the sun, it's time, it's all dictated by the sun. And it's like yesterday, Ronaldo. Yesterday was Ronaldo's 36th day of his age, and the hat trick equals 36. He has a hat trick on the high point of the Ignatian year. So Tom Brady, his first Super Bowl that he ever won was Super Bowl 36. Ben and Natalie, I brought you guys back in. I know you guys left, but you're definitely connected if you guys wanted to say something else.
Yeah, I was just looking at the deaths, the Wikipedia page deaths for today, and I noticed the actor William Hurt from a few movies. He was nominated for Best Actor a few times. The first time was Kiss of the Spider Woman from 1985. I just noticed right away that he died on the 359th day of his age, the 72nd prime, on the 72nd day of the year, in his 72nd year of life, because he was 71.
See that? I see that.
Hey, was
Yeah.
that today?
Yeah, he died today. Yeah.
What's his name?
William Hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I said Hart.
He played in A Good Shepherd.
Yeah, he was in The Good Shepherd also.
CIA movie.
What'd you say, Zach?
That's the CIA movie, right? CIA, Good Shepherd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
died
it's
in
an American spy. In it.
He died in Portland, Oregon. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I noticed that his full name is William McCord Hurt. His full name is 93. And like how God's Son, Crucifix, Nazareth all equal 93, and all the other 93 things with Jesus, and today's Sunday.
And you got Pope Francis, who's born on Saturday now, yeah. So
Yeah.
Huh. I know the Richmond Spiders upset Steph Curry's school today, and just had me thinking how Cleveland's baseball team got renamed the Spiders. And
Well, wait, they got they were the Spiders back in like the 1800s, right?
Maybe they were. I wasn't aware of that, but they're not going to be the Indians this year. They're going to be the Cleveland Spiders.
Wait, really? Oh, I thought they were the Guardians now.
Am I confused? I thought they changed their name to Spider. Didn't somebody change their name to Spiders?
No, I see Guardians.
Cleveland Spiders. Oh, maybe. Okay, it was stuck in my head that they were thinking about going to that name, but okay, they went with Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, the Cleveland. No, they're the Guardians. The Cleveland Spiders, I think, are notorious for being the worst baseball team of all time in 1899. Because I think they were. The story is they were so bad that they had to play all of their games on the road in the second half of the season because nobody was attending their games.
Huh. Yeah, I'm curious about why he died in Portland, Oregon. He died on a date with 38 numerology, and Oregon equals 38. But I don't think that's where he's
But he
from.
died of. Oh, the other thing, he died of prostate cancer, which equals 85, and like Jesus Hominum Salvator, which ties in with the Jesuit Sunday thing, but also, and how did I miss this one? William Hurt equals 56. And
Pope 56 on the Pope's big
yeah,
day.
and William Hurt is also 146 and 151, like Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
And it's the day we celebrate Jesus Christ. So
yeah, indeed. Huh. Indeed.
yeah, and of course 71 is also the Catholic number. So,
right.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff here.
I'm wondering if he was filming something. I'm just like, why would he die in Portland, Oregon, if that's not where he's from? So
Yeah, Portland. It says he lived in Portland.
Portland's known as RIP City, R.I.P. City. So anytime somebody dies there, I always think it's weird.
And I was going back and trying to find like like the earliest article about his prostate cancer diagnosis, and the earliest thing I could find was it was an article from March 15th, 2018, the same day Claydex started, and all these numbers are connected through the Jesus and 56 is obviously a coronavirus number, and I just thought that was weird too. That
his last movie to come out while he was alive was The King's Daughter. So I just find that curious in light of all that's going on.
Yeah, The King.
The first round games of the tournament are in Portland. Like on Thursday, there's a couple games in Portland.
Okay, that's probably a clue right there. I'm gonna have to look at.
In fact, the Boise State games in Portland.
I looked at the bracket earlier today, and is there like way more cities that the games are taking place in than normal, or is that just me? Because I remember the games being taking place in like 4 different cities, not like 8, like I saw earlier.
I think years ago it was like that, but I think in recent years that just some of the earlier round games they have brought in a few more cities just to get more engagement. But I think back in the day it was usually 4 key locations.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I thought. It's like 4. There's like 4 regions of the bracket, so there's 4 locations. One in the Midwest, one in the West, South, the North, whatever it is.
This guy's movies. He was in the Avengers, Endgame, and Infinity War. That Endgame was all kinds.
Who's in that?
Yeah, in Endgame, there I noticed something about Endgame that was interesting. In Endgame, the Thanos kills half of all life, but and I think that film came out in like 2019 or something, or 2018.
Infinity. It's Infinity War. Endgame's the last one.
Oh right. So I noticed that that Alex Jones made like in 2008 he made a movie called Endgame that was about depopulating, about like eugenics and depopulation. And it was interesting that same movie title, and it's like almost like the same overall theme. And that movie is not as well known, but it's definitely interesting how they coded that in. I mean, Alex Jones is obviously controlled, so they kind of like put that programming, and it's kind of interesting how that was like long before Endgame was even conceived.
So Alex Jones made a movie called Endgame.
Yeah, in 2008.
Huh. That's interesting.
You know what's a little weird, Zach?
What's that?
You know the actor John Hurt?
John Hurt. I got to look him up real quick.
He played Winston in the 1984
Oh yeah,
movie.
absolutely.
Well, he from his birth until William Hurt's death is 30,001 days.
Huh. Interesting.
For a 31 for something. Weird.
Yeah, I see that he died right after his birthday.
Yeah.
Died on January 25th, 25/1, 251, the 54th prime.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like how wasn't Orwell's birthday and the Korean War on the 25th of June?
They were
a different 25th.
Yeah.
Death equals 25.
I think the Korean War started on his 47th birthday, but he died that year before it got there.
Yeah. Yep.
I was watching the movie because I was sick. I got the tummy bug. I got a tummy bug like a normal person. I got sick for a couple of days. Then I get COVID and worrying and freaking out. But I watched Ready Player One and Free Guy. It was just so funny because in Ready Player One, the guy lives at the 56 K block, and the Free Guy they try to get.
Brian, hold on real quick. Did you do something with your mic? Because you were really clear before, but now it sounds kind of muddy. Is there anything you changed?
I mean, I just moved my phone. Is it better? No. Yes.
That's way better. Yeah, there you go.
My phone is dying. But I was saying, I was sick, so I was watching these movies the last couple of days. But like in Ready Player One, he lives at the 56K block, and I'm only bringing up these two movies because they're all about AI and virtual worlds. Free Guy, they're trying to get they're trying to get Clip 56 to reveal the secrets of their world. And it's just funny, like it is literally in front of your face.
That's really interesting because I know that so Ready Player One has 56 and Free Guy both has 56 in it.
Yes.
And those are both movies about in Free Guy, that was a movie about AI also.
And again, 1956 is when the Rockefeller Dartmouth, whatever it was, took place, which was officially the first artificial intelligence think tank in 1956. So, I mean, it seems obvious that they're paying tribute to that number because that's when this plan went into motion. And for all the people who say that we're living in like this simulation or movie, it's like they're trying to make it that way. They're trying to build this world around us where people just essentially respond as directed by the authority, the people who are controlling the simulation, if you want to call it that. But I mean, anyway,
there's something that's a trip to me. I was thinking, like, what if they have their own AI robot that they literally just gematria for them? You know, like people like Logan was complaining, like, who's sitting there planning all this out, like writing it down? Like, well, if they got an AI robot calculating everything for them, they don't got to do shit.
All they got to do is make like a script, and then they just execute the plan and make sure these happen on the certain days.
Yeah,
actually, I did a video a few videos back about is AI writing all the news stories, and basically what I did is I found I found this thing. Actually, I'll link it in the chat, called an InfraKit demo. InfraKit demo. And so what you can do is you can put like part of a news story, and it'll continue writing its own news story. Like it'll just make up a news story. Like it'll write stuff for you, like stories and stuff. And so like what I did is I put in like a CNN article, and it's known for that you can do the news with it. And so I mean it would be pretty easy if some of these stories were just fabricated and fabricated by an AI. And in the video that I made, I recommend people go watch that video. I can link the video in the chat too. It was like a 10-minute video. I showed that the AI kind of like makes like these kind of like weird grammatical errors sometimes. And I showed it a couple news stories that had like the same weird grammatical errors that like just seemed odd and like it was kind of strange that anybody would miss that. And so I noticed that they both have those errors. So it's actually very likely that it's just AIs writing, these text-based news stories, or maybe even the scripts for television and stuff. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, I just liked the video in the chat. It was a 13-minute video that I made with an AI writing a story.
Did you guys see the story the other night about 2 men in Tennessee supposedly killed by a stampeding camel that escaped a petting zoo, and one of the victims' name was Tommy Gun?
Jesus Christ.
It's just like, I mean, I don't even know what to say about
that.
Right. There's nothing to say. Fuck.
What killed me is when this news broke, my sweet lady or foster mom just happened to be at our house at the same time because she believes in the news, and I said, what about this story right here? I said, look at this story on your phone. I said, 2 men killed by petting zoo camel Tommy Gun. I said, doesn't that sound like a loaded? And she's like, well, it could have happened. I'm just like, come on,
man drowns in a glass of water.
Yeah. I mean, just right away before I even saw the Tommy Gun part, I was like, "Come on, man! Like, where are camels like just stampeding?" I mean, it's
well, how do you put a camel in your
Anyway.
Hey, Doug, I think this is really cool you're doing this, man, because a lot of us, I feel like, really need to be able to talk about what's going on, man.
Hey, speaking of someone else to talk, somebody, and that's the reason to do it, just to get more faces out here, get more people comfortable in front of the camera doing their own content. Somebody did just join the stream. Evan. Let's let Evan say hello real quick. Evan, you're on.
I think Kayla's looking to get in there too.
I've been waiting for Kayla to send an email. She hasn't sent one yet.
Yeah. Okay, she's just asking something. I think somebody gave it to her there now.
Okay, but Evan, are you
Hey,
there?
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep.
You're
What's
on.
up, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on?
No, I was talking to Evan. I'm trying to lighten up the mood, like a little
Oh,
bit. What's up?
Here, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm from the Bay Area, and the other day, the other day, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Bay Area.
So I wanted to say that the other day there was a. Okay, I think there's some sort of delay or something, but anyways, I wanted to say that the other day there was a train crash in San Bruno, California. It was a Caltrain crash, and they said, and
For some reason, you disconnected. I'm not sure what went wrong there. Evan, you're welcome to come back, but you disconnected. I don't know what happened.
Cool. Like I was trying to tell you before, a couple weeks, like about a month ago, I called you. I lived where George used to live. I moved to Texas because I refused to get vaccinated. I literally took everything of what we had and our money and moved. And I've been suffering, but I have not had to do any of that since I've been here. And then luckily COVID's gone, so I didn't have to worry about that. You know, I hear all the stories about people when we can't do something, but it was rough. I don't blame them, but it was really rough. Like, I'm still recovering. You know, I lived in Sonoma County. That was the hub of horrible COVID. We were in purple all the time.
Is this 208 right now? I'm just trying to figure out who's talking. Is it 208?
Brian. Oh, it's Brian. Sorry.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Now I see. Sorry, it's just on my screen. Everyone's because there's so many of us. It got so small. I couldn't see. Okay, sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Oh man, that's insane. Like that's the reason I came to Texas, man. I mean, you know, our family members like, oh, you Trump supporters? I'm like, no, dude. I don't believe in this vaccination. Like it was a whole like political stunt, but it was like, no, I just don't believe in what's going on. I'm gonna go somewhere where I don't have to worry about it. And like the world today is just everyone has gotten so simple. That's why, like, you know, trying to explain gematria, which is simple, it's blasphemy how they don't understand it. And like that's why I wish to like figure out a way. I write, I do well with phrases. I'm trying so hard how to tell this to simple people in a way just like losing myself here, but like I feel like
I think we all get what you're saying because we've all ran into the same thing, just trying to show people how simple it is and how reliable it is. I mean, day after day, you just look at it, but people it's like their mind shuts off when you try to explain it to them. So
it's not even just reliable; it's also like it's a point of view. Like, trust me, Zach, you know the thing I love about when you talk and rant, and I know you can go off in spots you're not proud about yourself, but I love it because you're very unbiased. And that is what we're looking for. We're not trying to be right. We're trying to stay in the middle and say, like, do you see what's the right and wrong and everything here, guys?
Well, I wish everyone felt the way you do, but a lot of people, they're used to somebody, you know, clean cut in a suit, talking to them real nice, and they think that's reality.
That reminded me of something. I just wanted to say, I love when Zach gets pissed off and like starts giving people what they deserve. And I just wanted to say, please don't ever stop being like that, no matter how much feedback you get from these pussies, because they need it. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, I appreciate it. So I don't plan on changing. It says someone is trying to enter, but the studio is full at 10. Is there really 10 people here already? 1, 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I can Zach, I can step off, man. Let somebody else in, okay?
Oh well, I think you came in, so
thank you for joining us. I appreciate it very much, and you're welcome to come on every Sunday night we do it.
Okay.
All right, friend. You have a good night.
All right. Take care. Take care.
All right, take care. And it looks like Evan hopped back in here. So
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I got cut out while I was talking last time. I'm not sure what happened.
it just dropped. So I'm not sure either, but you're back on. So what were you saying before you got interrupted?
Oh yeah, I was talking about there was a train crash in the Bay Area. I think it was,
Right.
I don't remember what day of the week it was, but it was sometime last week in San Bruno, where the YouTube headquarters are. And it was train number 506 that hit a truck on the tracks.
Huh. Interesting number, 506. Okay.
Yes, San Bruno is also obviously at YouTube headquarters. As I was saying, they also had a gas line explosion a decade or so back, which I kind of ran the numbers on, and it foreshadowed the Giants World Series championship that year. So yeah, there's something up with San Bruno, just outside of San Francisco.
I know what Rambo would say if he was here. It happened on March 10th, it looks like, 103, and Mercury's 103. Transportation, just like how that 40-mile convoy began finally moving in Russia after it was stuck there for weeks on 103. And in the small way, Mercury's 40, and they were saying it was a 40-mile convoy. So.
Did you ever say why that was stuck?
What's that?
Did they ever say why it was stuck?
So from my understand,
go ahead.
From my understanding, they're working on electrifying the line, so they're like building like the overhead electric wires, and I think like one of the trucks that was working on that somehow got stuck. But like it doesn't really make any sense because they usually work on that like in the times where like trains aren't really running. So yeah, I don't know.
I just want to say something real quick about the trains. I remember Zach pointed this out a few years ago that there seems to be a connection between train crashes and Philadelphia sports championships. The first incidence of that was like on May 13th, 2015, 13/5, like how the key of David equals 135, and in Revelation, the key of David is written to the church of Philadelphia. That was when there was a train crash in Philadelphia, and then about a month later, the Warriors, who were originally from Philadelphia, won the NBA Finals. And then in April of 2016, there was a train that hit a backhoe or something like that, and then Villanova won the March Madness tournament later that day. And then there was a train crash right before the Eagles won the Super Bowl. So the fact that there was a train crash in the Bay Area, and Villanova is one of the favorites in this tournament coming up, I think that's interesting.
Indeed it is. Yeah, always that Philly Bay Area thing. And yeah, we've seen it a number of times. It's not just Philadelphia. We've seen it, just train crashes in sports. And it's funny. We were just recently talking about LeBron James and the numbers he had that reminded me of the Philadelphia train wreck right before his movie Trainwreck came out. And then next thing you know, the Philadelphia train wrecks right back in the news. And supposedly the guy who was commanding the train, he's found not guilty. It's just like, it's amazing how they got all this scripted news and sports just running side by side. And you see that the narratives run for years. I mean, that Philadelphia train wreck was, I forget, either 2015 or 2014, but now it's back 7-8 years later. So
2015. Yeah. Yeah. I remember I remember you were on that story for a while there, Zach. It was because it's, and then it just kept popping up in the NBA Finals, but or not the NBA, the NBA Finals, and then it kept happening again. But I just wanted another thing, just a random observation. I was looking at other deaths that happened today, and the former mayor of Atlanta died today, Sam Massel, and Sam Massel was the mayor of Atlanta from 1970 to 1974, and he was the first Jewish mayor of the city's history. Like our Jewish equals 74, and the 53rd mayor, the 16th prime, he died on March 13th. 3 plus 13 is 16.
Huh. Yeah, interesting. So that means he was mayor in 72 as well, and it's the 72nd day of the year. So yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
Atlanta is a
I was just gonna say we had another person just join us, Bamboo Soldier. So I was gonna let him say hi since he just hopped in here. And our friend with the butterflies, if you didn't want to contribute tonight, you're welcome to come back any other week. But Kayla's trying to get on right now. Did you want to stay?
I still wanted to contribute.
Okay, then you can definitely stay here. I'm not going to kick you out. When an opening comes, though, we'll get Kayla in here. But let's say hi to Bamboo Soldier real quick. And what's up, Bamboo?
Hey, what's up, Zach? And cheers, blessings, everybody. I hate to come up and cut off Kayla because I know she's like really into the gematria and she's really smart. I'm still learning myself, but I just wanted to say hi and I appreciate your work. It's been a real eye opener for me, and I'm still learning. I've been maybe following you for about a year and a half, but I'm just trying to put it together myself too, and using your knowledge and hints and everybody else in the community. It's just really helping me kind of get a better grasp on what's going on. So
Indeed. What brought? How did you find the work?
I think I found it from a few other people I know on YouTube. They were talking about gematria a lot, and I never really looked into it until about a year and a half ago or so. And they showed me your channel, and pretty much ever since then, I've just been trying to keep up and learning a lot. Much respect, and it's very, very inspiring how much work you put out, I must say.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm glad we got another one in the community that's using and applying the work. Do you have a platform that you're doing your work on?
Well, yeah, I'm on YouTube. I've been on YouTube, really. That's like the only platform I'm really on. I mean, I'm on Odyssey just because they back up your videos, which is really nice. I recommend that for anybody that's not on Odyssey. Go and sign up because they back up your videos, and that's kind of a good insurance, I guess. But yeah, just mostly on YouTube, and a lot of music and history stuff I'm into. But now, since I'm trying to equate these numbers into it, I'm kind of looking at these historical events, more in depth and trying to see the other side of it, things that I might have missed. But yeah, really just on YouTube though. And I don't have too much decoding content. I've only done a few decoding videos because I'm still learning. I'm really just kind of scratching the surface. So it's a process. And again, all you guys, are doing a lot of good work, and it's just really inspiring. It's teaching me a lot. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm glad you found the work and you're taking to it, and you're also building on the knowledge. Awesome.
Yeah, trying to, man. I mean, it's everywhere in our face, mockeries. Yeah.
Hiding in plain sight.
What was that?
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah,
truly. Hiding in plain sight, exactly. And it's kind of staggering, and it's also, I think, well, it's not really, not too surprising, but it's really pathetic that just, I guess I would say 99% of the people would have no idea about this at all, probably. Maybe not that many, but I mean, you try to talk to people about this, and it's like you're speaking another language. So it's really good to have this opportunity to, and just to listen to your streams and hear what you're presenting, and come up on here and hear these people talk, and like-minded people. It's really it's refreshing. It gives you hope, I think. Yeah.
Well, that is good to hear, and yeah, I mean that's a big part of it too, because it's easy to lose hope in this world at the rate things are going. So,
yeah, it is. And cheers, everybody on chat. And
just out of curiosity for the people in the chat, I think it would be interesting, just real quick, to hear what was the thing that got them to even find gematria, or what were they looking for? Or how did it come to them?
Well, I want to start with that one.
That'd be interesting.
My first gematria, it was Dan. It wasn't you. It was Dan Bearhart or whatever, Bearhart. And it was Super Bowl for the Patriots and the Rams, and how religious it was. That's what got me into gematria. and then I found you, and I just stuck with you.
Well, Dan Barrett does great work. He loves to bring in he's the most holistic because he brings in his whole family and how it's all connected. But
Oh yeah, no, that gets old.
so,
That would be a good question, I think, to ask people. What was that one big thing that really grabbed your attention? You know.
I guess
Yeah.
for me, this is 208. For me,
What's up,
like I've
208?
always, I hate the word woke, but I'm gonna use it here just for
You're
I've
safe.
always kind of been woke, I guess. Like known.
Hey guys, remember to delete
We're
Gematria News in the chat saying don't listen to. Oh, never mind. He just got deleted.
Okay.
Get zapped. He got zapped.
He was here saying that young Pharaoh has the real knowledge. That Zach's an agent.
Oh man.
Well, hold on. 208 was telling the story though. What is it? 208.
Sorry.
I was just saying, like all through school and stuff, like I knew, like I was like kind of being lied to, and like I hated it. I hated authority and stuff. Like I respected the authority. I'm not disrespectful, but I just hated like being told what to do. I know you've explained this before, and a few other people have shared the same shake. But as far as what got me into Gematria, it was probably right in like 2015 when the whole Trump stuff started kicking off. I was already like knowing it was a psyop and stuff, but then I found your videos and I was just like, holy shit. And then I've been here ever since.
Well, that's a long time. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I haven't like been like active in the chat or nothing. I've been active in the chat probably since like 2020, but I've been watching you for a while.
Well, I'm glad you become more active. And we just had Kayla join us. What's up, Kayla?
Hey, Zach and everybody. It's a full
Hi.
house in here.
What's up, Caleb?
Hello.
Hey.
What's on your mind?
I was looking a little bit more into the Tom Brady coming out of retirement today. Of course, you know, him having the 8-3 football number and today looking like 133 with the date. Like football equates to 133. I just want to point out with him having been retired for a full 40 days, how it kind of goes along with the Catholic practice of Lent. And Lent begins, it says, 46 days before the Easter Sunday, or before the Saturday of Easter weekend. And, you know, Tom Brady with the 46, Tom Brady equals 46, and all the 46s in his career. But you don't actually observe, like, you only count Monday through Saturday. You don't include the Sundays. So it's actually a total of 40 days. So it's just interesting that he has that alignment with having almost like quitting football for Lent or something. And then today is 35 days to Easter. The other Tom Brady number, Tom Brady 35, like Catholic equals 35 and 46. And that's just what it got me thinking about.
It's perfect. Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct. 40 is just such a huge number in the Bible. So, and it
I have
is 40 days
something.
retirement.
Right.
You remember last year, there was 40 points in the Super Bowl, and you were wondering. I remember watching your live stream. You're thinking, you're like, you thought it was going to go 43 for Brady, but it's stuck on 40. And you're like, why is it 40? But now we might know why they scored 40 points in the game last year.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So,
Right. So,
I'm trying to remember exactly what the score was.
what I was thinking about.
It was 31-9.
There you go. 31-9.
It's like an open-ended ritual, you know,
Yeah.
playing out.
That was on the 38th day of the year.
Right, and then I don't know. I hate like making predictions. Like I just wish we could just make observations, you know,
Sure.
without it the prediction every time.
Sure.
Because then you got all the freaking faceless trolls coming out like, oh, but you were wrong.
You're wrong. Oh, sick.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Like
It's
when I
too
first started explaining Gematria. Go ahead.
You go ahead. When you were first started explaining Gematria, I'm listening.
Like when I first started like picking it up and like trying to decode, I would gravitate towards like what's the sexiest riddle I can find, and like I don't think that's the way to go by it anymore, because I think they're baiting people a lot. And I would always like tell my family, like, yo, I think this is gonna happen, and then it wouldn't happen because I was like looking at the numbers too hard. And yeah, I just think that's not the way to go about it.
Yeah,
I lost my train of thought mid.
Well, I hear what you're
so-
saying. There's some people, because
Sorry.
a lot of people like you can show them 10 correct things, and they're like, okay, I'm believing more and more, and then he gets something wrong. They're like, oh, you guys are wrong. Never mind. It must all be a coincidence. Then it's just like, what's wrong with these people, man? I mean,
As soon as you get it wrong, it's disbelief.
Right.
it's just-
Like
it's
they
the
think.
people- yeah, they're trying to give themselves a reason to think that it's not this way. It's like it messes with their world understanding if things are actually scripted and predetermined, and one's being pulled over, and people just they can't admit that they've had one pulled over on them their whole life. It's just, but it's so obvious if you just
Right.
open up your eyes. So yeah.
And I got a question for you, Zach. When I'm explaining gematria to someone, a lot of the times I'll start with what you started with in your first book, with the 26 code. But just like what's a good beginner riddle to like hook someone in?
Well, I mean, really, it depends on what they're into. I mean, because that's always the easiest place to meet somebody. Like if they already have an interest in it and you can share something on that topic that's relevant, that might be the thing that connects the both of them. But
Right.
I've always thought like one of the most undeniable riddles, if people look at it, is just, again, Flight 77 on 9/11. What are the odds that Flight 77 hit the 77-foot tall Pentagon 77 minutes after taking off, which is exactly how it is in the 9/11 Commission report, on the 77th meridian? Because you don't have to bring up gematria. Just right there, it's like, man, that's a lot of 77. And then you can show them just in one cipher. When you write out September 11th at 77, when you write out World Trade Center at 77, and then the other thing that fits in with that is National Security Act is 77, and that's what created, the CIA and all this stuff. And just think about it. What came out of 9/11? The pretty much an extension of national security, Department of Homeland Security, all this surveillance. I mean, it fits together so perfect. And then if people can wrap their mind around it, you can say, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, United States equals 77, a major operation in the country to change the course we were on. But I always just think that Flight 77 riddle, I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but the Flight 77 one, if somebody really thinks about that, and again, because you can look at it and be like, if a plane supposedly hit the building, where's the plane at? I mean, where's the plane parts? And then, from there, if they're listening to it, you could say, and look at this. Operation Pentagon Maskell simulated exactly 322 days, a simulation by the federal government of a plane flying into the building, and 322 is the number of skull and bones. You got a skull and bones president. I mean, it should show you something about numbers.
Right.
And then another question following up for that is, how do I explain what Kabbalah is to somebody who has never heard of it? Like, is it a religion? Is it like an ideology? Like, how do I always have trouble explaining that.
Well, again, you can just tell people, tell someone that Kabbalah is old world mysticism. There's a lot of components to Kabbalah. I mean, it's a huge topic to explain, but you can say that within Kabbalah, like, because you're essentially trying to introduce them to this knowledge. Within Kabbalah, there's a text. It's called the Book of Formation. I mean, you can buy it on Amazon.com since everyone shops there, and it's only a few bucks. But literally on the opening page of the Book of Formation, it says God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. And then it's like, think about it. In Hebrew, God equals 26. In English, God equals 26. We just happen to have a 26-letter alphabet. You know, I mean, so
Gotcha.
again, to be simple as that, to explain these things and just so people can see we're not making this up. This came from somewhere. I mean, the reason I looked into these things, I was trying to find what could be the meaning of numbers beyond what I knew. And then I found Manly P. Hall's little excerpt on the internet. And, you know, I mean, just applied what he taught. And I said, wow, it looks like this is definitely something. So
That's a really good question, by the way.
what's that?
What he just asked, like how you would explain that to just ordinary people. And like, I guess I have a problem like trying to get clear and simple to people too. So,
because a lot of the
I don't
times,
know.
you know, because we're all students of Zach's work, so we know from him saying it, we know what we're trying to explain. But it's hard to put that in words sometimes.
Yeah, it
Sure.
is. It is.
Well, you can just do simple things you can do too is like open the Bible and show somebody Genesis 3:2:2 and say, look at this verse, Genesis 3:2:2. It mentions the tree of life, and that's the physical model of Kabbalah. Well, the physical model has 3 pillars and 22 paths, and so I mean, you start to realize that they're not, and you got to say like, here's this powerful secret society associated with the number 322. I mean, where do you think they really picked that from? So.
Right.
That love for Jesus is really hard to beat.
Say that again.
That love for Jesus is really hard to beat. You know, that one's embedded in them now. I like I said, I live in Texas now. I deal with a lot more religious people, so it's actually even harder here to talk about this.
Sure.
Like, people think I don't believe in God. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I talk to God all the time, man. I'm a fucking human being. I talk to the air, you know?
Well, that's the hardest thing about this, because we live in this world where everyone's been pretty much indoctrinated through religion and school, and they really believe in their indoctrination. And it's like, I would say kind of we're the people who the indoctrination didn't work well enough on. I mean, it might have worked to some level, but we were still open enough minded to realize that there was more going on than what we were told. And so many people just can't accept that. So.
Yeah. Too much pride.
Pride to sin.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Just there's a lot of people on, and some people aren't saying much because they're probably the more polite, like the Chigozi types of the world. Just quietly listen. Is there anything that has, for people who haven't heard anything for a while? The floor is yours.
I'd like to say something before I head out. It's just that we were talking about earlier about like how we like found this work and like how we came to believe it. I mean, I came across Zach's channel when I was debunking Flat Earth. Because there's a Flat Earth that was talking shit about you, and so I decided to find out who you were. And then I didn't, even when I first saw your video, I was like, oh no, this has to be coincidence. And then I somehow came across it later, and then I was like, oh, there's something to this, because you're talking about Chris Sale in the 2018 World Series. And I was like, because as someone that like played sports and watched sports growing up, and I saw how like day after day there's like numbers connected to like specific points at like specific moments in the game that like you couldn't really plan if you were just like playing it normally. So that's kind of how I came across it and how I kind of realized that it was the truth. But anyways, it's I gotta go to bed now, so talk to you later.
All right. Well, appreciate you tuning in. You have a good night. Thank you.
Good night, brother.
Peace.
All right.
Who was that talking? Was that Evan?
That was Evan.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna head off soon too. I've been here decoding this story I see about Patrick Mahomes. So I've been doing it the whole time while listening, because I want to give this decode and then hop off to give more people room to come on. But I want to share this real quick. It's on CNN. It's everywhere else too. But Patrick Mahomes marries his high school sweetheart. This is becoming news because they got married yesterday. But the news is coming out today, the same day his rival, essentially Tom Brady, is coming back to the Buccaneers. And CNN has this article at 3:13. They updated it at 3:13, the 65th prime. Today is 3/13. GOAT equals 65. And of course, exactly like you said, 133 like football. And it's just such a perfect riddle. So I'm going to go through this real quick and then sign off. But it just shows how the world of the celebrity is just so scripted. So, Brittany is his high school sweetheart, and he married her on March 12th, 3/12. In Gematria, with reverse ordinal, high school sweetheart equals 312. So high school sweetheart, yeah, it's so perfect. High school sweetheart 312, marries her on 3/12, all by the numbers. And her name is Brittany. Well, her name is Brittany Lynn Matthews, but she likes to do that, first middle name. I know some females like to do that, especially on social media. Brittany Lynn equals 62 and 179, like Buccaneers. And then Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 62. And then again, just the whole GOAT riddle, GOAT 65 with the 313. Brittany Matthews equals 65 as well. So of all the people to marry, he marries someone with a 65 name gematria in the most pure cipher, like GOAT. News coming out in 3/13. And to kick it off, from today to Pat Mahomes' upcoming birthday, September 17th, 2022, is 6 months, 5 days. That's why that's what they've been making the news today instead of yesterday. High school sweetheart 312 marries her on 3/112, becoming mainstream news 313. 6 months, 5 days from his birthday, the same day the GOAT 65, Tom Brady, his rival essentially, is coming back on the front page. And of course, the most hateful word for black people, the N-word, it equals 42. They had a picture of him and his wife on February 1st, so the first day of Black History Month, 2019. And that has day with 42 numerology. Buccaneers equals 37, like Brittany. Mr. and Mrs. Mahomes, as they write on their Instagram post, equals 56, like Society of Jesus. And this comes 177 days from his past birthday. The Jesuit order equals 177. And the thing I'm not stuck, but I'm trying to find her birthday. The famous birthday site has it as August 31st, but like everywhere else has it September 1st. So I haven't really decoded that yet, but it is 193 days from September 1st. Today is also, it's 6 months, 13 days, the 112 prime, going back to Super Bowl.
Chiefs.
And
Chiefs too.
exact. Oh, perfect. Yep, Chiefs 112, and that's the thing. Like, I'm really thinking that September 1st is probably the right day, 613. But you can even tell, like, with the end date is 613. If you do August 31st, it's still 613 without the end date. So either the right one, the wrong one, whichever one you use, it's 613. Like Chiefs, like Super Bowl.
Something else to go back and look at, Chigozi, is the day that her dad died. Because remember, her dad died at the Chiefs game the day that Patrick Mahomes beat Len Dawson's passing record. He dropped dead in the stands the same day, and that's just no. It's like, okay, he beats this all-time Kansas City Chiefs passing record, and their dad just dies at the game the same day. What are the odds of this?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she goes, I have her birthday as September 1st in one of my blogs too.
Oh,
So.
thank you. Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. It's 613 from that day. It's just so scripted. So November 11th.
Her birthday can be written 1/9 like 19. Remember, they won the Super Bowl at the end of the 2019 season at the start of 2020, and 71's the 20th prime, and they get married on the 71st day of the year. And on that day, Toni Braxton's sister dies 20 weeks after the 20-year anniversary of her Snowflakes album. She says her sister's now a snowflake. It's just like, come on.
Wow.
Or
That's
it's
insane.
91. Or her birthday's 9/1, the 13th triangular, and they get married on the 13th.
No, they got married on the 12th, but you know what? The 91
12,
fit
my bad.
because the football team that Ronaldo plays for, Manchester United, it's 71 forwards, 91 in reverse, just like when you write out the Society of Jesus, it's 71 forwards, 91 in reverse. Again, just all these huge sports stars at this moment, Mahomes, Brady, Ronaldo, all on this weekend of these important Jesuit dates, the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola, the anniversary of Pope Francis. It's just so obvious that these guys are beholden to this Jesuit cabal. That's what's driving me nuts about all these dissenting voices are coming like, I'm not sure. I mean, I like gematria, but saying it's the Jesuits, I'm not sure about that. It's just like, dude, I mean, every day we're showing how this stuff lines up perfectly with the Pope. I mean, from the Super Bowl to Daytona 500 to what's going on in Ukraine. I mean, who else could it possibly be?
Unbelievable.
It's obviously a fucking religious order. Like, no one would do this much. Like, that's the point.
And it's like, so what? So every day is just a coincidence then? So gematria is real, but every day is just a coincidence that it lines up with the Pope and the Superior General just day after day. And just all these rituals fall on their days. I mean, it's just like, come on.
And they did really good with whatever we call this today. Call it the Matrix or whatnot. They've done really well. Just making people accept the world that they live in is just meant for them, and there's nothing wrong. You know, like they did a really good job. They honestly did. It's almost like you have to give them a little praise for how well they did it because it's so goddamn obvious.
Right. We just had another person jump in the stream. I'm gonna let them say hi before it gets too late. I know for a lot of people they got to log off. It's getting late. Xander, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the floor here, Zach, and I appreciate all the work you guys have been putting in. and I kind of wanted to chime in a little bit here. And I was just reviewing over your book a little bit before I kind of touched on this point. When reviewing the first case of coronavirus, it's 11/17 of 2019. Did you know that that's exactly 223 years since Catherine the Great died?
That's really I didn't know that. Yeah, so that's the new. I mean, it didn't start off that way, but they've said that November 17th is now the official date of the first case of coronavirus. And what I do remember though is when that was starting, May 15th, 2020 was the day Hulu brought out the new show about Catherine the Great, and that was the day Trump declared Operation Warp Speed. And now we know that's the day to celebrate Mercury, the day they decided to rush out the vaccines. But that's a great observation. Obviously, Catherine the Great, and it would make sense that they were doing that because where did they go from COVID? They went to Russia, where Catherine the Great was. So all of this was kind of a clue for the next phase of the agenda, I guess. Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to put that one out there first and foremost. And I've kind of been doing a little bit of decoding myself on a couple of possible events that are coming up. And I was looking at a date. I know that you said that you think that Biden's going to kick the bucket sometime next year, but I'm thinking that there might be a possibility of him kicking the bucket on 4/6 or 4/7 coming up.
I mean, there's a lot of dates he could go. And now with the whole Russia thing, I mean, wouldn't it be funny if they end up saying, like, Russia assassinated Biden? It'd just be like, come on, man.
Shit, that would be fucking good. That's a good story.
Right.
They're thinking about something like that, too.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely cause a lot of drama.
So, yeah, it could be China. It could be Russia. It could be South Korea.
They're going to blame Trump.
Hollywood put out the movie not that long ago about isn't it South Korea or am I getting North Korea? Excuse me, North Korea. We'd be in trouble with South Korea. North Korea. Didn't they have a movie of North Korea taking over Washington D.C.? Didn't that come out not that long ago?
Isn't it the Olympus Has Fallen? Yeah, that's that series too.
Yeah. They've been building up all these narratives for so long. It's just we'll see where it goes next. But I just hate that everybody just falls for every last detail they give us, even though none of the stories really make any sense.
They don't.
Yeah.
People fell for the Waynell Sexton story. There's really no hope for humanity.
Isn't it amazing, man? It's amazing the way they do it. And it's just like knowing – see, that's the thing, too. It's like, okay, you could be like, come on, Waynell Sexton. Isn't it weird that the day after the news breaks, the Minnesota Catholic Church is settling for sexual abuse? Like, while everyone's distracted with George Floyd. And then it's like they have to settle for $22.5 million. George Floyd's dead on his 225th day of his age. Derek Chauvin's getting 22.5 years in prison. I don't know how people don't catch on to the patterns. It's just – it's very transparent.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but someone earlier was asking like, how do you explain this to people? And this is something I've been doing. I was like, you remember 846? And they're like, you mean George Floyd? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, guess what? Now you know what time 9/11 was first struck. Like I've been trying to do that with numbers, like where you like now since you know that number, now you know multiple things. Like that's the way I'm also trying to like get into people's minds with Jamal.
Yeah, indeed.
Indeed. Like I don't know how the hell you can that and I pretty much probably say this for a lot of people to say this to you. You've done your deed for Gematria, and it's much appreciated. I'm happy that every day there's always something new for you to say. I want to hear you.
That is the thing. I mean, that's why I've been able to do it for all these years. There is something new that they give us every single day. So,
and you just do so well with it, man. You're very unbiased, and it's very appreciated amongst us. I'm telling you, like, you don't take us down some stupid avenue. You're not no shill because you wouldn't speak the way you speak if you were.
Well, I appreciate that. I wish everybody felt that way. I don't know if I said this already in this stream or if I was talking to somebody before I got on here, but again, a notable flat earther right now who's also on Truth Frequency Radio. He recently just did a live stream the other day, and he said that there's a lot of people in the truth community that are only here to discredit the community. He said some of those people are saying things like sports games are rigged and there's technology in sports to ensure outcomes. And it was so obvious he was talking about me, but I was like, listen to this. I have a flat earther who's literally hasn't proven a single thing that he believes in the 8 or so years he's been doing it. And he's really talking about my work on sports, which is like backed up in so many ways. It's just that what it reminds me of is just the power of belief. People would rather believe in things than think about things and research and look at the evidence. It's just so easier for people to just jump into a belief like, oh, that matches my belief. Oh, you believe like me. It's just like evidence doesn't even matter. So
I don't know why people deny information. Like, information is available. Take it all in. You don't need to believe in it, any of it. Just take it in. Make your own opinion. I don't know why that's so hard.
Right. It's like a comfort zone. It's really destructive, you know. People are just they're not ready to jump out of it. And they're just too comfortable, whatever they think and believe.
Indeed. You guys, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to take my camera off. I need to go talk to Sweet Lady real quick, but I'm just going to leave the floor for you guys. And you guys, I just want to see how it comes without me. Like, can we? Is it as an experiment? I want to see if it's possible to organize a conversation, just without me trying to narrate in center host. But there's 7 or 8 of you here, and if you guys need to hop off, that's more than welcome too. But I just want to see what just comes naturally if I'm not here talking. So.
All right. Cool. You want to put a bunch of strangers in a room.
Yeah, I'm still decoding more of those.
And they don't use decode?
I make music. Yeah, I make music. Yep.
Oh.
Like what? Like what do you do? Like online? Like play instruments or?
Can I say something?
Oh, sure.
Okay, what butterfly do you guys want to hear about?
Oh,
What
you're
butterfly?
in.
I think I can only name one. A monarch.
The monarch is all we call
Yeah, I don't know my butterflies.
The monarch then?
I skipped
That's the only one we all know.
To explain what was it? Bring him back? Is that what he said earlier?
Oh yeah, somebody was talking about how they think they can bring them back. Yeah, I didn't catch much of that. Not sure.
I think Zach wanted me to talk about that.
Yeah, I think he did. I think so.
Yeah, you said plant more of something.
Well, I was nervous
You're
because there's a lot
good.
more to it than just planting milkweed.
You're good. We want to hear information.
I love weed.
I'm smoking right now. I'm doing it off camera because I didn't want to. I was embarrassed.
Pass that shit, man.
Wait, aren't you the butterfly person that all week we've been waiting for you since Wednesday?
All right, I think I'm going to jump off
milkweed?
and create some space. So have a good night, you guys.
Take it easy, Caleb.
208. To answer your question, do I do like lo-fi music? I do EDM. I do pretty much a bunch of things, but I focus on like EDM, kind of dubstep, like hype stuff, and then I do like chill lo-fi beats.
Do you produce it or make it?
I produce it. I also like just make design sounds. Like I play guitar and other instruments, drums. So I always like use whatever I can get my hands on to make all sorts of things. But like I'm trying to, yeah, it's pretty fun. Been doing it for a while.
It's cool.
I like to write, and the best writing I ever did was when my friend was doing his music. He was just playing on. He could play any instrument. He was one of those few people that can do that. And it was, but the most artistic stuff that would come out of me was just sitting there listening to him. So please keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thanks. I definitely will. Yeah, I love doing it.
Anyone have a decode or anything? Like I'm still new to this, and I'm just feeling why I need to get out in this world because it's pretty freaking sad when you're not in the world. And I'm not the best at decoding. I'm good at story, so that's why I'm asking if anyone's got decode. I'm not going to have any.
Yeah,
Well,
I have decodes, but I did my own.
This ain't really a decode, but I was just playing around with the calculator one night, and I was typing in words, and I noticed that all in English ordinal, the word smoking, the word marijuana, and the word cigarette all have a value of 88. And I don't know what that connects to, but it's just weird that they all have the same value in the same cipher.
The only 88 thing is the whole future time travel crap because of Back to the Future. That's the only thing I can think of. I wanted to throw
Bob
this
Towson, person in the chat, you asked about the peanut butterfly. That's also called the common Buckeye butterfly. Those ones are actually a bit territorial. They're rare in Ohio.
Never heard of that. Interesting.
Me either. I barely see butterflies. Honestly, someone that knows about butterflies, that's really unique.
Yeah, it is.
Do you guys remember a couple of days back, or like almost a week ago, when Zach was doing a decode with Ukraine and he had found a connection with 222?
No.
I forget what it was that he put in.
Dude, I'm so big on 222 since that Super Bowl with the Chiefs and the Niners.
Yeah, there's been a lot of 222s this year, obviously, because it being 2022.
It was 222. It was either 222 or it was 322 years exactly from like the Great Russian War, some old Russian war or something.
I think the
The date
322
it started was the anniversary date. I can't remember if 322 or if it was 222.
You guys, this is like a funny note. I'm sorry, it's kind of this before. So I've been writing a story for like 10 years about what is truth, and the title of my story is called "The Fallacy of Truth." And I decided for the first time I put into Motivator, it equals 201. I'm like, what are the odds that the term "the fallacy of truth" equals 201?
Yeah, that's crazy. Sometimes it hits you like that, like dang.
This is
You
the
have to like
world
type
we
it in
live in.
twice to make sure you're spelling it right.
Am I right? Like, I'm not just being stupid. The fallacy of truth, not the truth. But like, dude, I know each and every individual. Like, I'm seeing your faces, and I know your channels, and I'm having a brain fart. And I'm telling you, I listen to all you guys, and thank you. Like, I wish I had the time to do this. I'm one of those lame people that work 40 hours a week, and then I have kids, and then I want to do free time stuff. So, and I appreciate all your guys' work.
Someone in the chat is asking all of you, how much water do you all drink?
I drink a lot of water. Water's the best. Everybody needs to drink a lot of water every day.
My wife kicks my ass because I don't drink enough water.
How many meals do you all eat?
2.
Probably 1.
2.5 depends.
For the day, to be honest.
Usually 2.
How many times do you go number 2 to the bathroom?
Oh
a day?
man, it doesn't depend on the day.
Well, you want to
I don't
stay
keep
regular.
track.
That's all I'll say. I'll say this: if you have 2 good ones a day, that's good. That means like your digestion is
Regular.
strong and healthy. Yeah, you want to stay regular, no doubt.
Yeah, how many
What do you guys-
am I dying?
How many times would you say you'd piss in a month?
201.
I
Like
thought
100?
I thought that the question was weird and the joke just came in my mind.
Hey, just real quick, what do you guys like to do for fun outside of Gematria?
I have a lab and stuff with electronics and chemistry, but outside of that too, I've on my channel I've been wanting to do like I kind of have been doing some more stuff that interests me, but actually me and Rosie we're gonna make a comedy like a reaction type video, like an H3 type reaction. Not one of those like cringy reactions with like the people like in the corner, whoa, like with that type of stuff. We're gonna do like a edit, like really like edited and stuff. Like high quality because I have like a DSLR, so I can like do like 1080. I don't need to use this crappy webcam. So it'll like everything will look nice. And I think my most recent video was a 2-hour scam baiting video where you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Zach saw it, but in the video I got the scammer to think that I was going to the store. Like I had like these sound effects and stuff. I had a lot of fun doing that video. I like
Cool.
I did sound effects that like people were getting like shot and mugged outside of the stores that I was going in, and like and the guy was saying, like, "Oh no, get away from there!" Like, it was pretty funny, and like I said, I did this southern accent, and I was saying like, "Oh, I better not tell that guy mugging people that I got $4,000 in my pocket." Oh, Zach,
That's good.
now Zach's here. Did you see my scam baiting video that I did? My most recent video.
I didn't see it.
So there was a scammer that I called, and I got him for 2 hours, and he thought that I was going to buy him gift cards so I could win $4.5 million. And I recommend everyone go watch that. I had a lot of fun doing that video. I watched it back, and I was laughing too. Like what?
What's it called?
It's my most recent one called Granny in Rough Neighborhood. Granny in Rough Neighborhood something. Let me see.
What do you know it's called?
I gotta sub to your channel.
Granny in Rough Neighborhood wastes 2+ hours of scammers' time. Episode 2 in Kiboga style scam.
Okay, that's a little long now.
Yeah. In the video, I got him to think I went to the store, and then like I thought I pretended like to go to the store, and like they were all out of gift cards, and I pretended I pretended that there were people standing in the street, like just in the middle of the street, and I was like honking at them and stuff, and the guy believed like every crazy thing that I did. Like I put that I was getting mugged, and then in another store someone was stealing, and then in another store, oh man, what was it? It was a Walgreens that was completely packed with people that I could barely walk in. And then at the end, I pretended to be like an abusive husband yelling at the lady. I was saying, what are all these gift cards on the floor? You guys have to watch it because it's more funny after when you see what I did. But the guy completely believed it, and actually the next day he was calling me like to get more gift cards, and then at the end, like when he thought I got all the gift cards, he thought I had $4,000 in gift cards that I bought him. I pretended to shred them, and he didn't get any money, so he thought that I wasted. So I basically wasted 2 hours of his time, and he basically thinks that he lost $4,000 of my money that he thought he was gonna get. But I like messing with scammers because then they're not like scamming old people and stuff. You know,
right.
It's good to waste their time so that way they're not scamming like elderly people into stuff. That way they're like busy. They're busy with people joking. But yeah, I recommend people go watch that video. I had a lot of fun making that video.
Check it out, man.
Check it out.
Cool. I got to start to that.
Person jump on here. Shelby.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, Shelby?
What up? What up?
Hey, Shelby.
Chilling.
Yeah, so that got off topic really fast. But
well, we were chit chatting. Zach was gone. The leader
was what they do in their free time.
First time I came across Zach's work was back when the Vikings receiver took out the New Orleans. The guy, right?
The Minnesota Miracle?
Yeah, the Minnesota Miracle.
The playoff game?
So me and a friend, we had we've been watching NFL since we were kids. We used to collect cards and all that stuff. And, I kind of stopped watching. But because the thought always came across me, if people can control everything, why aren't they controlling the sports? That thought had come across my mind before that. I just didn't know, how to look at it, so.
Mm-hmm.
So then my friend was like, "Oh, people are saying the NFL's rigged because of this." And I'm like, "Oh, well, let me look into it." I got an open mind. So then I Googled or I YouTube something, and I came across your channel, and then boom, I've been stuck ever since. So
yeah, for people who forgot, I hit the wrong button there. How do I do it? There we go. The Minnesota Miracle. I'll never forget it. The 61-yard pass. And, of course, in Gematria, your most simple cipher, miracle equals 61. I mean, blame it on the periodic table all you want, but to me it looked like the defender laid down. So,
is that the one where the same player completely makes a hit?
Say that again?
Is that where the same player completely missed a hit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, I've been tripping ever since I've you put on the video about Gerald Ford at the Herbert Hoover Museum and Library. You know, that was a
Right,
great
that
video, and I was
was
just tripping for like a week, dude. I was just
that was
just
crazy.
totally
I know.
tripping. So I've been sharing that with some people who I feel might be receptive. I got one person who I'm kind of aboard a little bit, but the rest are just kind of you know, there's so many fucking retards out here. It's just ridiculous. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. And I don't know what to do, but you know, I mean, I got leftist friends, I got right friends. It's like I try to tell the left, well, you can't even deal with the left friends because they're just God. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but they're just so stupid. And then the right friends, you know, they're all pro Constitution and all that, but you know, they don't realize how scripted this reality really is.
Yeah, I think we all know where you're coming from. As much as I hate to do the two-party political divide thing, yeah, people on the right tend to understand things a lot more than people on the left. So,
yeah, so I've been covering the USFL, like I said on the radio show a couple weeks ago. And this thing is completely synced up with Donald Trump, and I think his return to the White House at the next election. So there's a narrative going on here. So there used to be a USFL back in 83, 84, and 85. And then it disbanded after that, ran out of money or something. And then, so they just brought it back this year. Fox Sports owns the whole league. So Larry Zonka, if you don't know him, he's a former Miami Dolphin Hall of Fame running back. And so he and some other people formed some group called the Real USFL LLC, and so they're trying to sue and stop the games from happening and stop the, you know, this is the narrative. Meanwhile, you know, on the other side, you got Daryl Moose Johnson, who played for the Cowboys during their Super Bowl time in the '90s, and so he's the one who's been credited for selecting which teams are going to be in the league, getting the players, and getting the coaches involved. So one day I'm reading Daryl Johnston's Wikipedia, and then it shows that he went to Syracuse, just like Larry Zonka did. And I thought, geez, you got two Syracuse guys against each other. They both played fullback there. And then you got, when I looked back when in 2016, when Donald Trump started his first campaign there, April 16th, 2016, which will be the end of, you know, the kickoff, the inaugural game for USFL is April 16th as well. But Trump was at Syracuse on April 16th, 2016. And not only that, Biden went there as well. But so Trump used to be owner of the New Jersey Generals, one of the teams that's participating this time. So he took over after the '83 season and then owned them, and then he's credited for running the league down to the ground because he wanted to change games from the spring to the fall, and he wanted, and then, you know, to compete directly with the NFL. But, you know, so he's been credited with, you know, causing the whole league to disband. So, you know, and of course, Syracuse are the Orangemen. They used to be the Orangemen, and he's an Orange Man. You know that.
That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've run some gematria and I ran some dates, and well, let's see, let me look at my other thing here. So from the inaugural game, which is April 16th. Actually, I'm on the wrong year here. Ginger, chill. Sorry, my dog loves to get in my lap when I'm talking on the phone or on here. Okay, actually, I'm going to tell you about the gematria. So the terminology, the New Jersey Generals, and Tuesday, November 5th, the date of the next election, has a perfect overlap in all four ciphers. It's perfect. The New Jersey Generals, Tuesday, November 5th. Those two, perfect overlap. Larry Zonka and Daryl Johnston had a match in one of the ciphers with their names just as they're written in Wikipedia, and I'm thinking more and more Wikipedia is they just put the perfect terms out there for you, exactly how they want you to decode it. I mean, it's just a heaven,
They
there.
really do. They really do give some big whoppers too. I still remember last year when Medina Spirit won the Kentucky Derby. One of the clues was what Wikipedia updated their photo with Bob Baffert right before the race, and you could just see nothing but 201 behind his head because it was blocking out the last number in the year, and we saw that was the number on the race. And it's just sick. I mean, Medina Spirit does win, but then on the 201st day of the Ignatian year, they said the horse drops dead. It's just like, come on, man. I mean,
Yeah, you got Donald J. Trump has a 2-cipher overlap with Real USFL LLC, and it just seems more and more that and I ran this for the hell of it, 45th, because he was the 45th president, and then wrote out 48, and that has a overlap in all base ciphers plus Jewish cipher.
Huh.
So 5 cipher overlap. So I think this league is going to give you a lot of clues about the upcoming
I'll look into
election.
that. Yeah, I never knew about any of that, so that's interesting new information to me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So anyway, that's
Yeah.
all I'm going to share for tonight. I'm always blogging on my blog, and I'll share it on the Free to Find Truth, and as more stuff comes out. So the main schedule just came out. We haven't got all the dates exactly, but looks like it's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday league. So there's going to be a lot of Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. So it'll be like, yeah. So
Well, what's your blog?
it's News by the Numbers, and I'm on Tumblr.
News by the Numbers. Perfect. Tumblr. Okay.
All right.
All right. Appreciate it, Shelby.
Yeah, man. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Hey, Zach. I told Sweet Lady I'd wrap it up by 10, so I got 15 minutes left. But if everybody wants to do a little closing piece, that should give it out everybody enough time. But, yeah.
Zach, what butterfly did you want to talk about, like saving or whatever?
Honestly, I don't even know the species of butterflies. I know of a monarch, but I appreciate a butterfly, and it does seem like they're nearly an extinct species. So
Well, monarch is my specialty, so you got the right person for that.
okay.
So, do you want to actually start planting the plant to help them?
Yeah. Well, what plant should we plant?
Milkweed. You'd have to search up the ones that are native to your state because I'm in Ohio, so it's different for the both of us. But you got to only stick to native because if you plant non-native, it can like negatively affect everything.
Okay, milkweed.
Yeah.
For your state, for your region specific. Okay. I've actually heard that before. I'm glad you brought that up because I've heard that before. That butterflies like milkweed, so that makes sense.
Yes. And then you also you gotta plant it like in the late fall so it can like do its thing in the ground so then it'll grow in the spring because you can't plant it in the spring because it won't grow.
Huh. Okay, good to know. So
Yeah.
6 months from now.
Zach, I thought it was funny. Well, not funny. It's not really funny at all. But you're on your 25th channel. My video, not the one that not my latest one, the one right before that, called "Getting Rid of Conspiracies is the Most Important Issue in Society" and on YouTube. In that video, basically on YouTube, there's like this whole problem that there's like these pedophile videos like all over YouTube, like I don't know if you could call it like a ring, but like there's like this community of pedophiles that they get clips from videos that like kids make that like they're in some sexual position or like they don't have their shirt on or something like that, and so they repost these videos like with special tags and like special names for that way, so that way like other pedophiles can look up those names and find those videos. And so like YouTube like hasn't really done anything about that, and like the people have talked about that issue like 5 years ago, and it's still going on now. Like you can still, all those videos are still being made and like they're still being put up, and so YouTube like isn't really doing anything about that.
Sure.
But Truth Stuff is like they're deleting everybody's channel, and they're shadow banning everybody. Like my channel, I haven't been able to get, like I think I've gone above 1,600 subscribers like 5 times already, and I think I'm only on 1.65 subscribers, and it keeps going up and then it goes down again. Like it goes up and then slowly down like that. Every time I get a bump of subscribers, it goes back down. You know.
I went through the same thing when I first started on YouTube. There'd always be these periods where it would go down and then it'd stay low, and then it seemed like it was just keeping me capped. So
Yeah, and so
That's what they do.
it's it shows like that. It's like, oh, truth things, like they treat it like it's the worst thing, and then there's this other terrible thing that's going on the platform, and nobody's doing anything about it. But somehow conspiracies is what the conspiracy theorists, they're telling people to not wear their masks, like as if that's the worst thing that's going on in the world,
Indeed, exactly.
I was gonna say on that. That's what I think that's what Trump was meant for. He was to ruin truth. I'm not saying he was spewing truth. I'm not saying QAnon was spewing truth. But they were meant to ruin truth. So when you talk about something that's a conspiracy, you get put into a category. And that's what I feel like really happened.
Yeah, it's true. And also something else it does also it ruins truth in a few ways. Not only does it make it give everybody like a negative view of it because they see QAnon and they see Trump. So when someone tries to come out with something else that's like real knowledge, and it's like, well, those people are idiots. They give off all this Trump and QAnon and all that crap. And
It taints the
then
subject, yeah.
instigate, and but it also ruins the truth in another way, because then you're bringing in like people who are dumb enough to fall for any of that crap. And then you're bringing them into this community, and then they're, now you have all these idiots in this community, and like one person who was into the flat earth, I don't want to say his name, but he's, I don't know what he's here for, but the video that he made on Zach saying that he shits on his community and whatever. I mean, it's like people like that. It's like they come in the community and they try and like earn people's trust and whatever, and then they just turn on everyone. And I mean, I guess at the point of that is, Zach, I don't know how you feel about people, but I mean, it discourages people from trying to be nice to other people, or like, trying to promote people, because it's like, well, you promote someone and then they're a snake, and Zach, you've gone through it multiple times. So it's like, when someone else that's, genuine, that's not going to do something like that comes along, then, you're going to think about all the times that, someone did that, someone, they seem nice, they seem cool, and then and then they turn on you.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, people got all sorts of issues. Here, before we run out of time, though, just to make sure everybody gets in their final say, we got Bamboo Soldier, we got Xander, Chigozi, Victor, and just make sure everybody gets in there.
I'll just say something. Thanks for letting me come up and talk to you guys, and appreciate the work you guys do, especially you, Zach, man. The work you put out every day is just inspiring. So I'm trying to keep up with that. I also, try to live my life and do the things I got to do. So it's not always, still learning, but it's much appreciated to come up here and chill.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing though. Truth does not exist. Do you know the channel Scammer Payback? If you don't know it, check it out, because it's just like the thing.
I think so, but yeah, I watched like Kit Boga and Atomic Shrimp.
He trolls scammers, and he's brilliant at it, and he exposes them, and I watch him sometimes, and it's just like when you were talking about
the scammer I had on my video wasn't he wasn't very bright, because I mean the voices that I did weren't exactly like amazing, and he still believed that it was different people.
But yeah, if you don't know it, check it out, Scammer Payback. Thanks, Zach, Brian, Rosie, Truth Does Not Exist, Xander, Bamboo, everybody, Chigozi, Victor, Kayla, whoever else came up that I missed, and everybody in chat. Thanks for letting me come up. Maybe I'll come up again some other time.
Of course. You're welcome back anytime. You have a good night.
Thank
Hey,
you.
yo, Zach, I'm gonna get out of here right now because it's getting really, really late where I'm at. So, but I just wanted to say one thing before I leave. I did announce the winners of the giveaway on my channel, but just because you have a bigger channel than mine, I'll put it out now. I'm still waiting on 2 of the people to reach out to me to claim the prize. But just to say their names so that they can come forward and like reach out to me on Twitter or whatever the case may be. Gabe Ruth on Twitter, if you could reach out to me, as well as the Outlaw X. Those are the 2 out of the 3 winners, waiting to claim their prize for this month's giveaway. So if you guys are out there, just reach out to me. I would appreciate it. And Zach, we get out of here. I'm on a different time zone, so it's hella late, but have a great night. Rest of you guys, enjoy your night. Be careful, be safe. And I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Victor.
Hi, Victor.
Okay, see you, Victor.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too, but Zach, you told me to look until how Brady Matthews' dad died. This was November 11, 2018. Well, I measured from then to March 12th when they got married, and that's 1,217 days, which is the 199th prime, and 199 is the 46th prime, and sacrifice is 46. I'm sure there's even more to that. And it's
Brady,
also
Brady, 199th pick. Tom Brady, 46. So just all this news on the same weekend. So
perfect. And then it's also 40 months one day, like married equals 41. So married with a ritual for the Tom Brady with the 46 connection. Tom Brady 46, like you said, 199th pick. So yeah, I just want to close up with that.
yeah, it's crazy the way they do it. So great research, Chigozi. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks a lot, Zach. You too. Good night, everyone. Thanks a lot for having me on. I'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Xander, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I had a question for the group while you were gone, and no one kind of remembered. I don't know if you can remember or not off the top of your head, but last week or earlier on this week, you had done a decode about Ukraine and Russia, and there was a come across that you had with the 222. Do you remember what the decode you had found on that? What terminology you had come across?
Superior General equals 222 because it was synced up with him and the Pope on February 22nd. And then that February 24th was the day military operations officially began, and the Russian Revolution began on February 24th on the Julian calendar, which they were going by at the time. So that was the other historical sync, that just that date was important.
Okay.
In Russia's history.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know, because if you type in Russian Ukraine war, it's 222, and then obviously Order Out of Chaos is 222. And then when I was talking about earlier about the possibility of 4-7 coming up, or 4-6 coming up, and Biden kicking the bucket, President Harris and President Kamala Harris are both 222, and obviously with it being 222 or being 2022, drop the zero. It's most certainly a possibility of it happening this year, and I think it may end up being those dates, in all honesty, because obviously if he was the kick of the bucket on the 46th or 6-4, his name, Joe Biden, is 64.
Yeah.
She would then become the 47th president, which would be on 4-7. So,
well, if he kicked the bucket that day, she'd become president that day, but her first full day would be 4-7. So it's possible. I mean, there's ways they can do it.
Right, and then on 4-7, it's also it would be the 97th day of the year, and he's 79 years old, which is a reverse of that. So,
Jimmy Carter's 97 right now. I can't imagine he has too much time. We'll see. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate the time you guys put into this, and I appreciate you allowing me to come onto this stream tonight, and I hope you guys have a blessed night and a great week.
All right. Appreciate you hopping on. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
I just want to throw in, thank you, Zach, for letting me just get to chime in for the first time in a long time. For a long time, I got to be here the whole time. And I appreciate it, because talking to like-minded people was really needed. And, it's hard. Everyone here, hey, truth does not exist. Awesome. Rosie and Butterflies, we're all the butterflies. We're waiting for it since Wednesday. All right. And everyone, and Zach, you're doing great. And thank you.
All right, Brian. Thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate it.
You have a good night. See everyone.
Yeah, take care. All right, we're just down to the two young lovebirds. We got a few minutes if you guys got any closing words.
Rosie, you want to say anything first?
No, I mean, just want to say thanks for having me. I could come back at some point and talk again about butterflies. More.
I'm looking to getting some milkweed. That seems something easy to do. Just plant some milkweed. So
yes,
I will look into that. It's too bad you got to wait till the fall, though. I'm gonna try to. What would happen if I planted this spring? Would it if it doesn't work? Would it come back next spring, or do I need to wait till the fall?
I mean, there's a chance it would. I think you could actually still get them planted. I think there's a way you have to put them in your fridge or something. You got to get the seeds. You got to find.
I see it needs that cold like in the fall. I see. Okay, I'll look into it.
Okay.
Good information. Different than gematria. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Close it.
Yeah, and
Close
just
us out.
I wanted to say we got to finish the live stream that we were gonna do that we were planning on. Yeah, I still have that stuff up. Yeah, I did a lot of stuff with I put a lot more information like from robots and stuff and how they use basically how they're gonna use AI. And I've seen more foreshadowing and like more robots in 2024 and stuff. They always say that, oh, every house is going to have a robot in 2024, and like the agenda with that kind of stuff. Also how they use AI. I think it's definitely important showing how they use AI to make news stories, to show how fake they are. I've been trying to find I haven't been reading a lot of news stories lately, but sometimes they're just really odd sentences. I don't know how to describe it, but it just doesn't sound like anything that a person would write. I guess if you see it, you'd know what it is. I guess now if you see like some really oddly written sentence or something like that inside a news story, now you'd probably know what it is. It jumps out more. But I've definitely seen a lot of the news that's like, I see like all these grammatical errors and like things misspelled, and it's like, like who, like I always thought, like who writes this? Like how are these people qualified enough to get this job? And also, in the school system, I've noticed just, because I haven't been in school for like the past year. I've kind of like dropped out. And I've just noticed how useless all the information in there is. And it's not that I don't learn and I don't learn things that are important. I've done a lot of research, and not just in true stuff like learning. And school is just useless. And like I remember in school in writing class, I remember that I was supposed to write a story. They wanted me to write a story, so I wrote like I intentionally wrote the worst story I could. Like it was all grammatically correct and like the punctuation was right, but everything was like really like cliche, and all the characters were like really one dimensional. And it was like the worst story I've written probably since like I was 4 years old. And I got 100% on it, and I was like in 8th grade or something like that. And I was like, this class is just useless. It's like, this doesn't teach people to write, math class, and once you reach past a certain level, it's like using all this algebra and all that stuff. And it's like, I can't even find something out in the world that I even need to know that for, like even like programming and stuff like that. Like you don't need to know that. And it's like, there's just no excuse for 8 hours a day. Like there's no way to there's no reason for kids to be there. It's just to brainwash and indoctrinate, and that's it. Rose, I saw she left, but she had a cooking class, because I remember I said, well, they should teach kids useful things like cooking or paying bills, stuff like that. And so in her cooking class, they have like 10 people making a batch of cookies, and every day they just make cookies. It's like, oh yeah, because that's all people eat. And they're teaching people. It's like, and you don't get graded by how good the cookies are, or if you did them right. You get credit for how much you helped. And it's like 10 people making a batch of cookies. It's like 2 people need to do it at most, and it's like anything that the school system does, it's like they just completely fail at teaching whatever it is. And I mean, it's intentional, but and you can see by the population how dumb everybody is.
Indeed.
So, and it's a joke that parents, they're always so concerned about how good their grades are with their kids, and it's like it's just something that doesn't even matter anymore. It's like in the world, it's like it just doesn't matter.
Truly. Well, I appreciate you coming on tonight, and everybody else, and glad you found yourself a sweet lady, and we'll do it again. So,
okay,
Sebastian.
Okay, see you.
Take care, man.
Okay.
And for everyone in the chat, that'll be a wrap. I told Sweet Lady I'd wrap it up at 10, and it's 10:02. So we'll leave it there, and we'll be back next week. Take care.
Yeah. Everyone subscribe to my channel.
Truth does not exist, like you see on the screen.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care.